Boom. And I think we're live.
We are.
We are live? Sweet.
I think.
Man, we got a great show for you lined up tonight. Episode 20 of The Sound. We're doing the Thunder's tribute tonight.
Yes, we are.
Kevin, I'm going to let you introduce this one. Tell us what we're doing and why.
Okay, so everybody knows, Thunder's Tavern, Pascagoula, opened up 1977. Thunder Thornton, Pascagoula High School graduate, Ole Miss, offensive lineman for Archie Manning when Archie Manning was there. Came back to Pascagoula, opened up Thunder's Tavern. It started off. Can you go back to that picture real quick?
Yeah.
We're gonna lose.
We'll lose audio. Yeah.
Oh, anyways,
good.
So Thunder's Tavern started off as just if anybody has ever been in there, it's just the center part where the bar was. That was the tavern, and then he expanded through the years and all of that. But he did more for the local music community than I think anybody ever realized how much. If nobody would give you a chance, Thunder gave it to you. He had a stage for you to play on. He had a back porch for you to play on. He had a pool for you to swim in. If you wanted
ping pong, bro, he had it all, dude.
Beer pong, it was there. So this is we're going to spend the next hour and a half or so. Going to have guests in and out, people that have played there, people that have helped put bands in there, people who have moved their wedding to.
Don't spoil it.
Okay. I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying what we got coming up.
Give him a teaser, a big teaser.
That's it. So we're going to find out. But right now we're going to play some of the live videos. So the audio may not be the best tonight on some of these videos, but it's live video from the stage at Thunder's Tavern. We're going to talk about shows that he's had there. We're going to talk about the parties that he's had there. The nights we don't remember, we're going to try to remember.
Yeah. Tonight is definitely going to be a remember when style episode. So if you're watching out there and you're not from around here, you're going to learn a little bit.
It's going to be good stuff.
If you are from here, hopefully you can remember some of the things that we're talking about. If you're like say
David Morgan commented, I played the small club New Year's 1977.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
So,
there's some photos floating around.
Glad to have you part of the show, David.
So yeah, if you're in a local band around here and you've played any live shows, you've played somewhere that Thunder is associated with, whether it was Thunder's Tavern or Magic Moments was the kind of like the stomping ground to begin with. I remember back in the day. But what we're gonna do is like Kevin said, these are gonna be a lot of videos that we play tonight, or just old videos from the Tavern live.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first one we're going to get into is probably not. You got to remember, some of the videos, they're old, but they're not that old. We didn't have smartphones and stuff in 1977 to catch some of the videos that were happening back then at Thunder's Tavern.
So we don't have those.
So we don't have those. But what we do have, the first one we're going to show is Down the Phoenix, of course, Tyler Voss and who else was in that band?
Brandon Liberato. He said he might come out tonight.
He was telling me that, hey, you know what? I'm not sure who's running the Thunder's Tavern page, but they just waved at us. So,
yeah, thanks for shouting it out tonight, and we hope we do
so
the bar justice tonight with the show. So
absolutely. So this is Down the Phoenix. It's Caught in the Moment. Check it out. It's live at Thunder's Tavern.
And you're listening and watching the sound. Me. That was a quick cut. That was a quick cut.
Ah.
That just ended. But that's gonna happen tonight because, like I said,
So,
all these videos are handheld.
Derek Graham and Chris Siciliano were also in that video as well. So
that was down the Phoenix. Obviously, that was live there, and that was what year was that, Kevin?
fuck, I don't know.
All right.
I mean, they all start running together.
Well,
2013, 2036 years ago.
I can't do that kind of math right now. Listen, we
That'd be
got tonight's an open door policy. So if you're watching this and you live close enough and you want to come right out, just come do it. First two people in the studio we have tonight. I don't believe I know you gentlemen's names. If you want to introduce yourselves, you're Scott.
I saw open door, dude.
Your name's you're Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it. I don't. It doesn't matter.
The sandbar. Figured I'd show up and see what happened.
We paid these people cheese fries to
Right?
come over here and talk to us. Let's get right into some remember when type shit. I'm gonna start with Anthony because Kevin already alluded to your story.
Dude, his story is epic.
It is epic. So let's lead the show with that while people are watching.
It seemed like it was a lot more like by the numbers, kind of run of the mill. Whenever it happened, I didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. And now today, like thinking back on it for years, I felt like, fuck, man, how'd I get away with that one, bro?
Kudos to your wife, dude.
I can pull that shit off.
Yes.
So I was that typical, like, I can play guitar in the garage, I can play guitar in the living room after some rum or some whiskey or something maybe, but
That's how Fayard plays it too.
for sure. But I was never on the stage, man.
Right.
I got caught up in lugging all my buddies' gear around. You know, that's how I fucking met half of you guys. Was just running around hanging out with Fayard and Joshua's son and Aura, Dean and Malcolm and Chris McKenzie and all those guys, right? So they became real good buddies with Egypt Central because all the shows that you were putting together, you kept plugging Egypt Central real hard and bringing those guys together on some of those fucking Special K promotions, dude.
I literally just think I broke out in hives and got nauseous.
She started thinking about it. Signs on the wall behind you, bro. You brought that picture in here. That's why you're getting.
Yeah, got the Egypt Central back there, got the poster out there. So yeah, I mean, I love those guys. Egypt Central was so fun, and it didn't matter. They just showed up.
They were
and
wild,
fucking
bro.
played,
They were wild.
man.
They were so much fun to hang out with. And at the time, Chris was. My buddies weren't necessarily taking advantage of it. They wasn't telling me, nah, man, go home and get some rest. Well, you want to fucking help lug these cabinets around? Oh, grab a handle, man, let's go. So I was a self-proclaimed roadie of my buddy's Unside band. You guys have all had those, I'm sure, that have been on the stage. You've had your friends that were like, I can't fucking do nothing, man, but I can tape off the carpet for the drums. You know, I know where to put the hardware and shit. So Kevin put together a show with Egypt and Joshua's son, or Egypt and Aura probably at the time, right?
No, it was Joshua's son.
Joshua's son
Yep.
there? they booked a show out at Thunders, and I'm gonna go do that. I gotta run. I gotta get everything. Like it was not a big deal at all at the time. Like thinking back when it was so important to me then, and now it's so fucking silly, right? And but it was great, man. And she, no problem at all. That wasn't a big deal. We partied all night. Kevin had me bring Egypt Central up on stage after Joshua's son was done. Brought me up there because that was the bachelor party. That was all I had. It was the night before the wedding. We only pushed it forward a day. What's the trouble?
Hold on.
You having audio issues? Because I
Do
can
you
hear
have
myself.
do you have the wrong mic input again?
No.
Because they're saying they can't hear that.
Can you not hear us at all?
Nope, shouldn't be.
That was
Shouldn't be.
Oh no. Let's see. Wait.
Can't understand a word.
Hit that like button if you can hear us.
That's correct.
Right?
No, this should totally be it.
I'm speaking English, right? I'm not. I mean, I only have one of these drinks.
Ty, we good? Can you hear everybody?
It's showing up this time. It wasn't showing up for
For a little while.
no, for the episode we had with Chaz. It was an issue. Is it going?
Hey, look, I put my fingers all in front of the camera and all sorts of shit. So
Can't. I don't know. It's showing up on our meter. That's all I know. That's all I can do. I don't know what to do.
all right. Well, anyways, continue with the story there, Anthony.
Can you turn the closed caption on, and maybe it'll catch every other word that I say? This is anyway. If you guys can hear us, she was super cool about it, and we went to Fayard's house, and like, man, we partied there all night long. It was like Jonestown at the end, dude. There was bodies just laying on top of each other. It's like walking out of Caligula or out of Oswald. Y'all all been to Chris Fayard's house before. It just stinks. Fucking back then, dude, it stunk in that
Medina
place.
Roadhouse.
Man, it was rough.
Yeah, it was
rough like sin. It just smelled like sin, like you were going to hell when you left there, no matter where.
right.
But like Amy was super cool with that, and we made it to the wedding, and I was hungover the next morning, and everything was cool about that. It wasn't a big deal, but I got to talk to Thunder about it like a year later, and dude, he didn't know who I was. We'd never met. He didn't know who the fuck I like. I was lugging my buddy's guitars around. He'd seen us. We're a dime a dozen, you know. He'd seen us plenty of times, guys like us. And I got a chance to tell him that story, introduce myself, and bullshit with him for a minute. And he said, "Yeah, man, you're lucky she's cool, dude. Music, you know." And I thought that was so cool that like when I work at a casino, so when shit goes weird at the casino and people start sharing war stories about work, you go like, casino stuff, right? And like if something happens on the radio or something, you know, back in the day, you'd be like, fucking radio, we'd be listening to something, a clip would end early before like some pre-cut commercial ad or something you would run
Right.
end early, and you'd be like, radio, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
screw it.
now it's like podcasting with Jared. What are you gonna do, man? Shit fucks up. I thought that was so cool to have your like music. I thought that was such a neat thing to have for your thing that is. And fucking Thunder, dude, you nailed it, bro. It's like that's that Mississippi music mecca, bro. That's like
Yeah.
Let's just jump into a video real quick, and we'll see if we can't troubleshoot some of this.
Oh my God.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's going
Yeah,
on.
do it to it.
This is Savage Fate, which will lead us into it'll lead us into something. Here, let's try this, man. I think you're watching the sound.
Hear his voice screaming in the background.
Wow.
Dude,
It's
is this
one
like
of
Thunder doing this
those
shit?
I was thinking that
fucking
Thunder's messing with your board
I
right
wouldn't
now.
doubt it,
He,
dude.
he is totally messing with everything.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
is it better now? It's good now. So far, so good.
All
I
right.
have zero.
But that's as long as it's on us. Now throw it on them and see what happens.
Let's see if that's what
I
it
think
is.
we already know what's gonna happen.
Keep the camera on you and see if this gives you a problem.
That was the whole master plan for tonight anyway, was just to keep the camera on me. It's garbled. So it's not
Yeah,
there.
so
That makes zero sense to me.
So we don't know what's going on.
No
Yeah, pop this other
fucking
microphone
clue.
on, Seymour, and see what happens. Turn this auxiliary mic on. Let's see if we can do it. That
I don't
way.
think that's gonna do anything, but hell,
Let's
I'm
find
gonna
out,
try.
baby. Hey, check 1 2. Hey, I'm up in your ear again. What's up?
It's great
Okay.
when it's on us.
So we'll just keep it on us all night, and everybody
Hey.
can come sit over here with us and
So
talk.
We can do that.
It's great. We got the auxiliary mic. We can put a third person right here.
Yep, it's all the same shit. There's no.
All right.
So
Literally nothing.
anyway,
Y'all
it's
decide how to do it.
all Anthony apparently. So
Yeah, we'll
Well,
just
then
bring
I'm
everybody
outta
over here.
then.
We'll just bring everybody over here. Who
Just grab
cares?
this table and turn it sideways, dude.
I'm so at a loss for this again. 2 episodes ago, we were both sitting here in the same hot seat. I don't know. You want to come over here and retell your story?
I will, yeah, if you like me to. If
Yeah,
that's, if that's
just come
the-
sit right
if
here in
you tell
between
me
us.
what the
We'll
game
make this a
plan is.
one-shot
One-
game.
Yeah, there we go.
shot.
Slide, switch switch seats with them. Kick that seat in the center and then bring that seat there. Yeah, and we'll just hold that. There we go. It's more cozy that way. We're gonna retell the story, folks. Corey made a good point here a second ago. Corey said, "What'd you say, Corey? It's just like a real Thunder show.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Everything's getting jacked up.
Everything is
Hey.
all
All right.
jacked up.
Tell
there we go.
Tell the story
All right,
again.
let me try and bottle it up because we've eaten up a bunch of your time already.
It doesn't matter. We got all night.
How you good?
Kevin booked Egypt Central and Joshua Son to play at Thunders. I'll say it real fast for it.
No,
Cuts out again.
put the
Let's see.
passion into it.
Yeah, man.
Hold that mic up to you.
All I ever did as far as music goes was learn fucking 8 chords and then play around in the living room and then drag Chris Fayard's guitar cabinet around and fucking hump Malcolm's guitar drum hardware.
Right.
So when Kevin booked the show, I felt it was my responsibility to be at this Joshua Son Egypt Central show that was set up and booked for the night of our wedding. For the night of not our wedding, but my wife.
There's no problem with that. Keep going.
I was
mean,
at your wedding
nothing's
too,
off
so.
the table. I know. I remember, dude. I remember that part. I don't remember going to Chris Fayard's house after the pre-wedding party, the bachelor party, if you will, the would-be bachelor party. But Kevin had me come up on stage and bring Egypt Central out, and it was a lot of fun. We got demolished. We fucking partied debauchery all night long at Chris Fayard's house, as it usually went. And then about a year later, I got a chance to sit down, or I was back up at Thunders. I didn't get to sit down with him and shoot the shit because he had no idea who I was. I was just one of them dudes lugging his friend's guitar around. And I was like, man, you know what? I was out here a year ago. I don't know why I thought to tell him the story, but I told him the story that I rescheduled my wedding to be at an Egypt Central, be at an Egypt Central Joshua Son show. And he said, yeah, man, you're lucky she's cool. Like, she was fine with it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Oh, yeah, lucky enough. But he's like, you're lucky she's cool. And then he's like, music, you know? And I thought that, like, I work in table games and other people do other stuff. And every time anything kind of run of the mill, same shit, different carpet, kind of your regular work day happens, you just go like, well, you know, work stuff. Like, I'm at the casino. I'm like, fuck casino stuff. You're in the hospital and some shit goes weird, right?
How many years are y'all in now?
Me and Amy?
Yeah.
11.
11.
She'd never go for it now.
I think the more
Like, if it was an anniversary party, she'd never fucking feel like that was puppy love back then, bro.
No,
She would not deal with that shit right
you get in
now.
that comfort zone now, and you're like, you ain't doing
Bro,
that.
yeah,
You ain't doing
comfort is really
Yeah.
being able to say no.
Yeah.
It's not being able to say yes.
So the moral of that story is test them early. Make sure they're cool right out the gate, right?
Yeah,
Postpone your
and
wedding. Postpone your wedding. If they go
see
along
what
with
happens.
it, 11
just
years
like,
in.
Just like he provided, something for everybody, I guess, in the music world. Even when it came to the little would-be roadies, he gave me a good litmus test to see if she was cool or not.
I like it.
I just, that place, you're right, dude. He said a second ago, everybody in local music, if you don't know and you haven't been out there, I always envisioned how you'd hear about Thunder's Tavern. I thought it was like a fucking little wooden bar. I didn't know it was just a little bitty tavern to begin with. I always thought it was a big, cool, kind of complex fucking party spot. But to be a little bitty tiny bar, like, that's what I envisioned in my
And then
head
he
to
turned
begin
it
with.
into what it was.
The first time I ever went, though, there was ping pong tables and a pool out there. and
I always
everything.
remember
Right.
hearing stories like that. Did Ozzy ever play there, or was that?
So
Yeah, he says that.
he says that.
Oh my
That's one
gosh,
of those
really?
legends of Thunders that we really don't know for sure.
Okay. I remember hearing that shit.
I also heard that Bon Jovi, before Bon Jovi was Bon Jovi,
Yeah.
played on that
Yeah.
stage. Lou Diamond Phillips, I know for a fact, played on the stage.
There's
'cause
a photo
picture,
of that. Yeah.
There's a picture of it
There's
right inside the entrance of Lou Diamond Phillips and his band playing on that
There's
stage.
people famous enough, though, dude. Like, I can't remember who was opening up for him, but I remember waiting for 3 Doors Down to get off the stage. So some local band that I was, there to see with Fayard and Malcolm and them to go out and support their friends as opposed to these guys that were eventually going to be mega
Yeah.
stars. Pretty wild.
I
That shit's fucking Mississippi music mecca, dude.
There was
It really
for
is,
sure.
man.
He owned. Go ahead.
Andrew Kospelich says Thunder's memories are avoiding daisy bombs on stage.
Daisy Bomb. Oh yeah. That's the dog that was
Yeah,
shit on the stage.
and always getting shocked by the mic.
Yeah. Or
So-
blowing a circuit breaker. That was one.
Or
And
losing your audio feed
like-
midway through a podcast.
that's what
Yeah.
shit happens, you know. He
You
also
adapt and overcome, motherfucker.
he also owned the liquor store across the street, right?
He did.
Thunder's had the drive-through, which still
Sure.
operates when we were out
Well,
there.
Yeah, it was
Somebody-
operating at the time. Right now, so
Oh, right
now,
now I don't know.
right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
nothing is going on at Thunders. Right now Thunders is actually shut down. But he had the liquor store across the street. He had Johnny Joe's, the country bar that was a little bit further down or north Market Street. Then he had Magic Moments,
Right.
which was a sports bar on Highway 90, and then he also owned Yellow Cab at one point
I
in
didn't know that.
Pascagoula. So if you went to Thunder's Tavern and you got drunk and you couldn't drive, he owned fucking Yellow Cab. He would
just
have
give
the
you a
cab.
job and then you could drive.
He would have the
Take a
cab
cab.
take you home, and then the cab pick you up the next day to come get your car.
And he was a bail bondsman.
And a
So
bail
he would
bondsman.
run the whole
That's
your whole
amazing.
night out.
Holy shit, he had all the bases covered, didn't he? Wow.
Owns
And the
Pascagoula,
bail
bro.
bondsman part of it, I
John
was very
Gotti of the
thankful for.
Gula.
I was very thankful for the bail bondsman part of it.
I bet you
I
were.
mean,
He's fucking
his brother,
Pascagotti.
yeah,
Pascagotti.
Pascagotti.
John Pascagotti Thunder. Gula.
And a pawn
Uh,
shop, yeah. So
Well, let's
a little
That's
bit
just
of
a cover.
everything,
Pawn shop's
man.
just a cover anyway.
being we're gonna stick with this one-shot camera thing tonight, apparently. Scott, you want to slide over here and sit on some
Yeah,
lap?
man,
Come
get
on,
over
Scott.
here, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get
Or
on over
swap it out?
here. I ain't moving. Just come on.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
gonna be
baby.
weird at all.
Nah, not for me. All right. Hey, dude, rest easy, man. All of music owes you a whole bunch, Thunder.
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
just
leave the mic there.
leave the mic and come over here. I don't think we're gonna get that part figured out.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it makes it more authentic. I feel like
Hashtag Thunder Pascagotti.
Thunder Pascagotti. I love it. Should we test it again and just see if it's still screwed up?
Sure, you could test
Let's
it.
test it again.
So we got Spaz sitting over there.
Hey, Spaz, can you say something to other people?
Sit down and make rude noises while you guys have a conversation.
Let's see if that matrix out again like it's doing.
I'm gonna bring my essence to you guys at home.
I would
Is it doing it again, Tyler? We got our sound
producer
engineer.
over there in the corner checking everything out for us.
Is it cutting out again? I'm sure the comment section will blow up.
That makes no sense. It's the worst.
Yes, we know Waldo ran the bonding
All right,
company.
screw it.
Yes.
We're back here. Scott Keller,
Howdy.
tell the people right there in camera one what the hell it is. How'd you get hooked up with Thunder?
Man, I started going to Thunders in like 2006, 2007. He was touching on the Egypt Central shows, and I remember I used to come down from Oxford all the time and go to those shows. They were packed out, crazy, hell of a time. I can remember New Year's Eve at Magic Moments, I think in 2005, and I think that place was packed the hell out too. Didn't start playing there till a couple of years later. You played a video of my old band Savage Fate. there.
Savage Fate.
And I can remember, I think, because it was a big deal to get booked at Thunders, and I think we got in there on a Tuesday night one night and didn't draw any fucking body. And Suzanne started, like, she turned the lights on and started putting the chairs back on the tables while we were in the middle of the song. And I was like, oh, it was brutal. It was
Oh,
brutal.
shit.
And but we stuck around, kept doing a bunch of shows there. So many of us got our starts there, and we've had so many amazing nights there since then. Over the years, good nights, bad nights, and I don't even know it, man. There's so many stories to tell.
We
I'm
talk.
drawing a blank, though,
No, you
honestly.
talk about
Like,
like getting
there's
a
the chairs
Yeah.
put on you. We played a show there one night. I think it was us, and I don't remember who else was playing, but we were like the headliners. Don't remember what night of the week it was, but it rained like a son of a bitch, and no one came out at all. There might have been 6 people in the bar, and we knew all of them, and we were like, "All right, it's a practice,"
Yeah.
and we just got drunk and shit and started playing. It ended up turning out to be really fun, but I don't think that was the only time something like that ever happened at Thunders.
Oh yeah.
So somebody just put it in the comments. Allie, I once got pulled over on the way to work there for speeding and told the cop I was late for work, was wearing my Thunder's Tavern shirt, and he let me go with a warning saying whatever punishment Thunder had waiting was worse.
Oh,
nice.
being late.
Dude, he was ruthless with. I mean, you did what you were supposed to do, and if you didn't, he let you fucking know it.
Did he ever have to get on your ass a couple times?
So I'll tell you. I'll tell you this.
Let's get into one of those. Yeah.
I'll
Let's
tell
get
you
into
this
some of those.
story.
That's a trick
So-
question.
So when we went to his funeral, I went and drove down by Thunder's Tavern, and Michelle was like, "So when was the first time you went to Thunder's?" And I honestly think it was with a radio station gig or whatever it was. But we were passing
How long
McDonald's.
ago would that have been?
2004, 3.
So you never went there
2,
like in your high school
1.
years or anything like that? That you
No,
can remember?
no.
Okay.
But so we passed McDonald's. I was like, there's one time I literally left Thunders. He was fighting me the whole time. I had been drinking. He didn't want me driving. Okay. Well, he took off to the back, and I fucking bailed right out the front door, got in the car. By the time I got to the McDonald's on Market Street, his truck had pulled in front of me and cut me off at the red light. made me park in McDonald's parking lot and brought me back to the tavern and made me sleep at the tavern until I was.
Wow.
So, yeah, there were many nights that Thunder got onto me about a whole bunch of shit.
That's pretty funny.
We had a Smile Empty Soul incident. Smile Empty Soul, the Xyz, and somebody else was playing there. We had the Candy Stripers there for the radio station.
Okay.
We were out back, out on the side parking lot, out by Smile Empty Soul's bus, and some guy grabbed one of the Candy Stripers the way he shouldn't have.
Wasn't you, right?
No. She pulled a gun out of the damn purse. He's like, okay, well, fuck this. Went to his car, and 2006, maybe 2005. I don't know what kind of gun it was. It was an MSR, AK-47, something like that. Pulled it out. Brad from 3 Doors Down went running across the parking lot and jumped in the back of the truck.
I remember that now.
And I'm standing in the middle of the parking lot with Jason Cummings, and we're like, we're screwed. This dude, all he has to do is pull the trigger and just turn and just start sweeping the parking lot. And luckily, the magazine for the rifle was in his trunk. So while he was getting into the trunk to get the magazine, Thunder comes running out with a .357 revolver.
Are you serious?
He's told me this story before.
He walks
too.
up behind it.
Cops start flying into the parking lot. And if it weren't for Thunder and that .357 in his hand, who knows where I'd be at right now.
Wow.
So-
Did he start waving it around and like shut
yeah,
the guy down?
He don't.
What did the dude do?
dude,
Did he?
All I know is I ended up in court with the dude.
Oh, you had to go testify on it?
Yeah, it was bad. But,
Ouch.
yeah, so there was Mark says that was in 2007. April 19th, 2007.
Holy
So
shit, that's the
we got
exact
the
date. Damn.
So
Damn.
yeah, Smile Empty Soul, the Xyz, and I forgot who else was on that bill. But yeah, it was that's two of the really big memories. I mean, there's a bunch of memories I've lost.
I was trying to remember the other band. Was it Non-Point that night?
No.
Or was
It was Smile Empty Soul and the Xyz. It was actually, you know what? I've got
Uncrowned?
No, it might have been Uncrowned. I've got the poster here. Hold on, I'll pull it up and find out which
You got
one
the
that
collection
was. Anyways, I can't find it right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nailed
there
it.
it is. There it is. It was Smile Empty Soul,
We're supposed to have
the
all these.
Xyz, and Auto Vein.
Auto Vein.
Auto Vein.
Wow.
So that was a 3 national bands going through there.
We were supposed to have all these photos scrolling right now. I've got the setup, but if the audio's jacked, there's no sense in even messing with it. Let's jump into another video, and I'll see if I can't tinker around with this and maybe come up with a solution. If not, we're just gonna stick with the one shot and the rotating center chair here.
Cool.
The next video that we're gonna play is my band Falls from Grace here.
The
The
early
song.
stuff.
Holy shit! Let me explain this one real quick.
Yeah, you got to tell the whole story on this one.
Well, it's not a long one, but
No.
this song is Fire It Up. This was probably, I can't remember now, but this might have been our second or third show.
It was,
Seriously.
But it was 2008, April 12th. They were opening up for Non-Point.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
remember we had just got like Mikey hadn't joined the band too much before this, and it was like once we reached out, it was to you, Kevin, and you were like, "Yeah, y'all can be on this show, whatever it was." And we weren't even all the way completely finished with the set list, and we were like, "Fuck, we're not gonna turn this show down." So we did it, and like I'll never forget. They were like, it was either Donnie or one was like, "All right, let's play Fired Up," and I'm like, "It's not ready, it's not ready," and they're like bust into it, and I'm like, "Damn it!" So here's this song,
Right on.
and you're watching the sound.
Who wants to hear another song? All right, let's do another one. Fuck it. The song is called Fire It Up. Who's having a good time tonight so far? What the fuck I'm talking about?
Dude, that was like
That's the only way to play that
oh
song.
man, that's like triple time. Like I said, everything wasn't finished, but dude, that's what I remember about Thunders. It was might not have been pretty, but it was fun.
Well, that's because I was the jerk behind that who gave you guys got to be on in 30 minutes. You guys get to start now.
Yeah, dude, it was good times.
Start at 10. Nah, fuck it, 11.
what Spaz, dude, what's up?
Let's just figure it out what the crowd's doing. Hey guys.
Yeah.
What's I know you have a shit ton of Thunder stories, right?
I have stories that would put people in jail, so
True.
I can't share all
So we're
of
going to
them.
use Jim
I've
and
been there
Jessica to
before.
reference boys and girls when we tell these stories.
Yeah. What tell us some of the more, user friendly stories
I'm
here
going
that you
to
can do.
show my favorite story of Thunder's Tavern, which was my job interview with him.
Okay. Tell the people. They're right
So-
there, camera one.
Hi, camera one.
The one that's working.
The only camera.
The only
right.
camera. The only camera for me. So this had to have been 2007. Yeah, 2007. I was DJing over at a bar in Gaucher called The Catastrophe.
I remember
Oh shit!
That's where I met him.
Yeah. Dangerous
talk about a
times.
Dive bar.
Hey, that place was fun.
It was parked
It was
between a
fun.
church and a school.
Yep.
So we were constantly having noise complaints. That's not part of the story. That's just a fun knickknack for you guys. Moving forward, from there, I showed up at the bar at Thunders one night. I popped in there once or twice just to kind of hang out and, bullshit with people and whatever. And the DJ at the time was Bryce Strickland, DJ Bryce, who was working there at the time. And he's like, Spaz, man, you got to meet Thunder, man. You're awesome. We're going to get you to work here, and you can be a DJ and this and that and the other and this and that. And I was faced. Like, I was fucked up. I was drunk as balls.
Yes.
And so I'm like, yeah, man, let's talk to Thunder. Let's, yeah, all right. So he takes me out to where the display case is, where all his, like, shirts and T-shirts and stuff are like that. And I'm faced. So I'm, like, leaned against it real hard, trying to just, like, sober eye him. I remember getting like 7 words out in the entire conversation, and all I hear says, "God damn, Spaz, you better do your thing. You need to do this." I was like, "You better get." I was like, "Oh crap, this guy's serious." He's like, "I'm just fucking with. Let me buy you a beer." I was like, "Oh, okay, let's do this." He's like, "Start on Monday." I'm like, "All right." Don't remember that interview at all, as you can plainly see, but I remember the screaming and the yelling. It wasn't a great story, I give you, but That's the first time I ever met Thunder personally.
Did he have to retell you that story?
He did.
Yeah.
But it was like way louder, so he made
Right.
everything like I was way more intense. And
Right.
I was, okay.
What? How long did you work there for?
4 or 5 years from 2007 to 2011.
And you were there
The peak.
every time I remember being
That's
there.
the
I
peak.
lived there.
Yeah.
Like I would sleep on the stage sometimes after you cleaned it off.
I'm
Are you
sorry.
serious?
This is
Woo.
right after they renovated
If you
it.
are a loved one, you know that's mesothelioma.
But when they just got done renovating it, is the first time I ever slept on the stage, and it was originally the staircase.
Yeah.
It was a staircase up to the stage, and it was a drum riser. So a lot of the bands and stuff they had to play like on the floor originally. A lot of people don't remember that.
I remember the
Yeah, I
side
remember
entrance.
that.
If you're looking at the stage, it was on the
Yep.
left.
Yep.
Yeah, no. This was the whole stage was stairs originally.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
he had that all renovated up, and it was
Huh.
the box shape
I don't know
after
if I
that.
remember that.
I was
I don't remember
Anyway.
that.
Yeah,
I was
right.
Sober.
So that's where I used to sleep. I used to sleep on the stage from time to time, or or find a clean spot that wasn't gross.
There wasn't any.
There it was rare. So you'd bring a blanket and you throw it down and you take a little 5-minute nap. And I was there so much to the point that people kept thinking I was Thunder's son.
Jesus.
And so like people would be really like sneaky around talking to me, like, don't talk to him, that's Thunder's
That's
son. I was like, I'm
Thunder's
not Thunder's son.
Yeah. I have my own parents.
I love my mom and dad.
What was the craziest shit you ever saw go down in there?
Oh,
Whether it be a fight or the cops or a band kicking ass and taking names
well,
or
my favorite show ever there was one that wasn't that big. It was Endorphin when Endorphin
yes.
played there.
I remember that.
yes.
That was my favorite show ever. There was like literally 12
That-
people there.
Endorphin played and Sedate opened up that without.
I don't want to
you.
talk about
Hey,
Sedate.
wasn't that the singer that had the hair thing?
Yeah, he
Yes.
had like the gigantic
Yes.
antenna.
They played there more than once.
That was. Did they?
I think so. I think they played there twice.
Uh,
No.
I know
Just
it
one time.
was.
Okay, I could have swore they came there twice. What the fuck do I know?
But their cover Mississippi Queen was one of the most amazing things I'd ever heard, and so I listened to it until I got tired of it, and I listened to it some more. That was one of my favorite shows because nobody was there, but like it didn't matter because they still put on a full show with the jumping and the screaming and the hollering and stuff like that. And it sounds like that's like a really piss poor story. It's like, what's the blood? It's a fight. But no, that was like the greatest show I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen Egypt Central, I've seen Drowning Pool, I've seen what was that? Cold played there? No, it wasn't
No,
Cold.
Buck Cherry
Hurt.
played there.
Hurt played
Hurt,
there.
Buck Cherry,
Buck Cherry,
Non-Point, Hinder, Rev Theory,
Joey's other band, the Paper Cut Band. That's the first time
Paper
I was
Cut
allowed back in
Massacre.
there.
Yep, Paper Cut Massacre, Dark Horizon played there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what's the best story you have?
Yeah,
there,
come on,
Cap?
Corey. Don't hold out on us.
Shit, for which band?
Any of them.
Let's see. Dark Horizon. We did the CPR Battle of the Bands. This was the first night that I met my now girlfriend.
Those suck.
And I invited her to this show. I'm like, man, I'm gonna hang out with this chick, and I ended up hitting Devil Makers and Cokes the whole time and I ignored the shit out of her the whole night. She ended up leaving. 10 years later, we're still together. I remember standing next to the stage.
That's the second romantic story we have.
Kevin was on the. I tell
Tonight.
that story all the time. It's hilarious. Kevin was on stage announcing us, and I remember the final countdown was playing, and I just remember leaning against the amp, and I had my guitar on. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, this isn't gonna be good at all." Like I'm so drunk. And then MJ was like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let's go." I was like, "Where?" He's like, "To play." I was like, "Whoa!" Like, dude, it was. And we played, and before we played that show,
Was that the one where you had the
yes,
inflatables?
I walked up to Thunder and I said, "This is the first
Jesus
time I
Christ.
ever talked to Thunder." And I said, "Man, look, we know we're not going to win this thing. So is it cool? I brought some beach balls to have the crowd just kind of have some fun." He was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Just don't tear nothing up."
Yeah.
Well, I didn't tell him about the inflatable whale. And
No,
that
no.
went through the ceiling tiles. I put my guitar through the ceiling tiles. We were talking about Tank earlier.
Yes. Tank.
He grabbed me by my shirt and pulled me off of the stage when we were done. Like I was starting to cut my strings off my guitar. It was really bad. But I remember this big fuck clobbering hand grabbed my.
You didn't need them.
Oh,
the strings.
I only need the
Jesus.
top one.
Yeah.
But he pulled me off the stage so much that it unplugged my guitar, and I had like a tail. And he drugged me out front, and he sat me down, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, what the fuck?" He's like, "You can't go back in there." I was like, "Yes, I can. I gotta get my stage." He's like, "Nope. Hope your band likes you." And Thunder come out and told me I'm not allowed back.
You went back though after that.
It was almost 2 years later. Whenever I want to say it was almost maybe a year and a half when he had Paper Cut Massacre. And him and Tony Pettigene were like, "No, we'll get you in, man. Come on." I was like, all right.
They sneak him
So,
into the back
so
door.
no, we walk in. I got my head all down. I'm like, "Fuck, Thunder's gonna shoot me."
It's not me.
Yeah. So I walk up and
It's not Corey.
Thunder's. We're all just kind of sitting there, and he keeps looking at me. I'm like, "Fuck, man." He goes, "Corey, I don't need any shit out of you tonight." He said, "I got you and Joey here." I said, "Well, he's got on more eye makeup than my girlfriend, so I don't think you got to worry about him." He goes, "Well, don't you go tearing nothing up." I said, "Okay." And after that, it was all good again, you know.
Other than like saying, "Hey, what's up" to him and whatnot, I don't have a lot of Thunder stories, but I dealt with Suzanne a lot, and she was super cool as shit. And I know she passed away a few years back.
Yep.
She was always like the
Heart and soul to me.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you did something, you went through Suzanne. Thunder was just sort of there because his name's on it.
Yep.
Make
She
sure
was
you
always
guys
the
did.
one that pay us out at the end of the night.
Sometimes.
No,
she was
say
good.
all the time, man.
Well, they do the whole, "We'll give you this much," but we didn't quite. And I was like, "Come on," like, you know, it was a hassling thing, but you always got it. They were good about it. And our biggest thing was getting the out of town bands paid. Like I remember bringing Storage 24 down.
I don't remember.
I do.
We
I
had
remember
we
that.
had
Storage 24.
It was X amount. They're from Jackson. We had X amount of money promised to us, and they tried to come in on the lower end, and we were like, "No," because they made a ton of money that night at the bar. I know.
It was a big show.
No, yeah, we had a bunch of people in there. It was Falls from Grace.
Oh,
Those guys.
That's how you know I was there, because I don't remember.
So they asked. I think they storage only asked for.
Don't get me started on you. You don't want the kid. Come over here in front of this camera.
Storage only asked for $200.
I'm live in my watch party.
Well,
so
turn
they
it
can-
around on
they can-
yourself.
they can see me.
Storage
They can
asked
see
for
me
$200, and we gave him $400 because Thunder ended up giving us some extra money because of the bar.
I'm going off the rails.
Do you remember the we did Dimebag's birthday there
I do.
with the Evil Minions closing, and that's the
Yep.
first time I've ever seen Tim Black that inebriated before he played, because he was
Nice.
very. And anybody that knows Tim,
Yeah.
he wants to play right, and
Yep.
we had him so fucking annihilated on Blacktooth Grins. We had him thrown up out by the van. That's what I remember, because Donnie had the little
Jeez.
white
I thought we weren't
camera.
using. I thought we were going to use real names here.
These are all. These are. Well, yeah.
He said
anyway.
Schmim.
Jim.
Schmim.
Just throwing up like crazy, and then I remember because he was very particular, and then something happened to his guitar, and he had to play with mine.
Oh, that wasn't
Yeah,
good.
I remember taking a picture. He's like, "I played with that." Yeah, sorry.
Damn.
I got a bunch of Thunder stories, man.
Damn. Let's get back into some authentic Thunder's music here. This is
that what it is now?
authentic Thunder's music. Yeah,
Thunder's music.
authentic.
This was
Thunder's
probably
music.
taped on a Monday or Tuesday, so he made you earn the Friday night spot. I remember
Enjoy
it, man.
all 7 people in the background.
Yeah.
You're gonna play at Magic Moments first.
We did.
Look, no, hold on.
Then if you can pull
First
a fucking
time I ever
crowd,
met
you get
this
to play
guy.
at Thunders on a Tuesday.
When you said sedate, I met him at Magic Moments when we had Plethora going. We just went out.
I
We
already
said-
know where you're going with this.
We said
bullshit.
I'm telling you, always deny the story, and
It's
it
not
burned
true.
into my soul,
It's
dude.
not true.
So we started playing there in Plethora, and I said, "Man, let's go check out these other bands that are playing. This sedate has some people going. So when you're in a band, that's what you do. Who's got people? Let's go buddy
see
up.
what's going on. Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
tug on them a little bit, and we'll open for them." So we go watch sedate. I'm like, "Man, they got people, bro." I mean, we had a little steady crowd of our friends that came out, but it was like,
Yeah.
we need to.
We had a few people.
After the show, I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up? My name's Corey." He's like, "Hey, I'm Jared." I was like, "We should hit up a show. You know, we got a band." He's like, "Yeah, cool. I'll get with you." Never heard.
I
from him
just-
again. Total rock started out.
No, I
Actually-
can totally see that happening.
Oh, it
though.
happened.
I
Maybe
can
so.
see it.
But this is a Corey story. Hey, we should play some shows together. Call me. No, did you hit me up?
Did we change any information? You were just like, "Cool, yeah." Walked off. We didn't have the chance to get that far
Well,
because
why did you stop
you were
talking?
too busy going to beat fucking Axl
No,
Rose.
shut the. The first time I remember meeting you was at 2 Miles North, so I can't.
See?
I can't.
And that was
attest to
way
that.
years later when it was Aura. That was the first time I
Yeah.
actually saw Falls from Grace play.
Yeah.
And
That was
then-
a Fair Art Fest.
I believe. I don't know.
Was it?
Tony and Jill Pettigene brought me, and I got annihilated.
Yeah, maybe.
That's all I remember.
I'm not a
Did y'all
great
play with
historian.
Castor Troy on that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was
We
fair.
did.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Fair Art Fest.
We did.
It was Castor
Yeah, we
Troy,
did.
Aura, and Falls from Grace.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't Fair Art Fest. Maybe it was
I
just
remember
some
that
it doesn't
show.
matter at this point. Let's jump
I told the
into-
bartender I was designated driver that night, and they kept giving me free cokes, and I was pouring rum in them.
You serious?
Yeah, they're like, "Are you like?" I was
Life
like, "I'll
hacks.
take a coke." Like, "You drive?" I'm like, "Yeah, no charge." I'm like, "Sweet." About 8 later, hey, I need another Coke. Like,
It's cool. I'm driving.
okay.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, what's in his Coke?
This was back in the unemployed musician days for Corey and me.
Jesus. All right, look, here's Love Stories In. This song is
Probably really good.
Fall to Darkness, and this is live at Thunders, and you're watching The Sound.
Boom. Boom.
Boom.
Oh, we are back.
Boom.
Shit, we're boom.
Boom.
We're back.
Boom.
We're all booming.
All right, listen, let's try it again. I did nothing really during the break, but let's see if this works.
All right, Tyler, need your help here.
All right, tell me if we can hear. Can we hear okay?
You just call me Tyler.
No, that's Tyler.
I just
Tyler,
met Tyler.
what is
That's happened before.
Are we all cracking out? Is it just the other mic that's cracking out?
I'm not
Where are we at on this?
Hello.
Huh?
I'm feeling this.
Oh man,
There's a delay.
yes.
If it's,
There
if
is a
it's
delay.
picture, well,
Still crapping out? No, that's on the
All right,
camera.
that's still going there. So
Anybody in the
there's a
comments?
small delay.
Y'all sound like shit.
Anybody
There's a
answer?
delay.
Tell me if I sound like sexy but underwater. Underwater sexy.
Is it fixed?
This is the new Little Mermaid.
No.
Still
Nope.
sounds like crap.
I'm
Crap.
not important. People don't need to see me. They just
Nope,
need
they
to hear
don't.
me. That's the life of a DJ.
Oh well, I have no clue. what's
How's
going
nobody
on.
brought up the
Bad?
Thunder Burger?
The
I
Thunderburger.
don't remember Thunderburger.
The
I just-
Thunderburger
I
in the
just ate-
kitchen.
I just ate fucking pizza.
Well, I used to live at that
I used
place,
to get
so
the burgers,
I used to
bro.
eat it all the time. It
Yeah.
depended on who cooked it, but they would either
I
be
just ate pizza.
We
like
always wrote it into our thing. I can't believe you know. You were just sleeping in the van.
No, I remember the pizza.
I never had the pizza. I did the
they
burgers.
had the pizza and the oysters, and then they had the pizza burger, and then the Thunderburger, which was like
It was good.
No.
Yeah,
just stay
'cause we're
off that
back on the
I just,
camera now.
people don't
Yeah.
need to see me.
No, they don't.
I'm not important at all. I'm just gonna make noises like dolphin noises back here in the background. But no, the
Noises,
Thunderburger was like
noises.
4 burgers, and then you get it with like a knife shoved through the whole damn thing.
Yes.
And no, it was amazing. Like I said, I used to live there, so like in the kitchen is pretty much I've had everything on the menu except the crap I was allergic to.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But
Fayard's on the way.
Oh yeah.
shit.
Well, that's our show.
we're gonna end the stream now, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna get the stories.
Kevin
now.
brought up a good point of the magic moments to Thunder's transition.
Yeah.
I was a part of this with Plethora. We managed to get into magic moments on a Friday night. You got either Friday or Saturday, and then they'd kind of gauge you. And we played there for probably 3 months on the regular, and then finally we got the, hey, you guys want to do Thunders? And we were like, this is it. Like, oh, it'll be Monday and Tuesday night.
There you go.
So we used to take our gear and set it up Monday, and we would leave it overnight until Tuesday and play in front of nobody.
I'm gonna do this while we're going live. Y'all just
Yeah,
keep
do it
talking.
up.
I don't care at this
And
point.
so we finally got
Really
we finally got our break. Nice, dude. Yes.
Keep going.
We
Keep
are gonna
talking.
miss you,
Just-
Mark. Dark Horizon, Jane Doe's dead, Left for Broken.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I don't
Left
even
Broken.
remember that, and I'm pretty good at remembering shows. Wow.
Wow.
I can just remember that was like the first time that we really felt like we did something was when we got the Friday night because somebody canceled. And they were like, "Well, y'all want to play Friday night?" Like, dude, we made it. And then really it's just because somebody couldn't make it.
Yeah,
and they were
somebody
like,
canceled.
"Fuck it."
Call them. We know them. Call them.
Yeah, and it happened. And then we played a couple weekends there, and we had a good time there, man.
Y'all just keep talking.
Like I said, the radio station contest thing that Dark Horizon got to do, that was intense from what all I remember. And then still the only place I know you could get a
Those
picture
are
of Jack
those-
and Coke for $35.
Those are some of the most uncomfortable nights for me ever. Is those stupid ass band competitions.
Those were rough.
Because I always got blamed.
Well, we went into it knowing we weren't going to win. That's why we did what we did. Let's just trash this place. Like,
So how's that?
just don't stomp on the carpet because then it just blows it up.
Now.
You know?
Like you gotta give me some warning. I was scratching the back of my head.
You're on camera now.
Well, I mean, I understand that I got a live feed in my head.
And go.
What am I doing?
So once upon a time,
There you go. Boom. Done deal. Now we're back.
Jared just doesn't want me to.
Picture in picture. Look at that. Boom.
I'll just
If
hide
I
up here
screwed
in
it
the
up,
corner.
Did it really? Wow. Okay.
So it's that camera.
I'm not important.
It's got to be.
Okay. We're gonna take that down then. Let's just do that.
So tonight on the Third Sugar Show, we're going to mess with all these settings.
Yeah. How
yeah,
about
but
now?
you got the picture scrolling.
Well,
through
anything
there,
when
so-
it comes to that, if it's a low crowd pop you show out, it's just paid band practice. So pretty much it's kind of the same thing with us. We're just
I think it was a humbling place because you could still be pretty a band that pulled and pull nobody.
That's right.
It was one of those magical places
Still
where
doing
it was
it?
like, fucking nobody wants to see you.
Is the picture in picture gone now, Tyler?
I got the picture in picture. I got no, the one with Spaz is still on there.
No. Once that
So-
once that
goes away, we should
drops
do it
off, it should be good. Then.
Yeah, there it goes. It's
Better.
gone.
Look at that
Yeah,
picture.
it's just that
boy.
camera.
Woo.
No clue what's going on there.
We did a local band love there. We did one
What?
there, correct? It was the one for the first one,
The
right?
very
With
first one
Dee Dee,
was there, yeah.
That was ridiculous. I remember that. There was a ton of people at that place. Boy.
There's a lot of pictures in there because these are the ones I sent you, right?
Well, we
Mix them.
mixed them up. I mean, you sent us a ton.
I had
and,
to filter through so much more because people would have been like divorced at the end of most of the
Yeah.
pictures that I saw.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When I said there were pictures starting to pop up, Michelle was like, "Oh shit."
Oh, that's my alarm to wake up for work.
Michelle was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Yeah." There's some pictures that constantly pop up in my memories. There's one of me and Aura. We're all wearing the freaking eyeliner.
Ouch.
And it just,
Ouch.
yeah, it just-
Ouch.
yeah.
And then
Ouch.
Mark got the eyeliner put on.
Yes.
And then he got me to put the eyeliner on.
Yeah.
Can successfully say I dodged that bullet the entire time in this music scene.
So while we're trying to figure this out, let's see if we can run down some of these national bands that have gone through this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So-
I think I just figured it out.
Really?
Yep. It only took me 47 minutes.
Okay. Was it your input?
Let's see. All right.
Uh,
We're here. We're doing this.
Hey,
now.
everybody, welcome to the sound.
Spaz, you're on.
We're
Spaz,
just
you're
now
on.
starting the show for the first time. If you're joining us, I'm your host, James Spaz Soboleski.
honestly, I think Corey
Thank you for
actually
joining us.
you summed it up, dude. It's like I was all bummed at first, and you're like, no, this is just how a Thunder
I mean,
show would
until
go.
you can't.
You gotta work out the
It's
kinks,
just like
that's
he
all it
said
is.
when he was like, "Oh, it's a work thing." Like, fucking the Thunders. We're
It's-
doing a Thunders thing. It ain't
It's how it
gonna work,
goes.
right?
Is it better?
It's
Off camera?
still- it's not on him yet. There it is.
I'll show up eventually.
Yeah, eventually. You're
No.
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 okay.
I'm
Well,
still,
go to hell.
I don't
I'll
know.
go to hell.
Whatever.
Jesus.
Anyways, all right, back to it. I'm not
I
gonna
did-
try it anymore.
I didn't want everybody to know my full name anyway.
It wasn't good.
So, anyways, we were talking about. Let's kind of run
pictures,
down some of
boy.
these national bands that have made their way through Thunder's Tavern. So,
What was
since I was there, I think the first big show I did was Buck Cherry. I think it was the first big show
I was at that one. Yes,
Uh,
that was
When it was on
2000.
it worked.
Yeah, it fixed it. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, good.
Magic.
We're good.
Still
Oh.
sitting by you.
All right, so boom,
Now
y'all
get,
keep
get the-
talking.
get the hell out of here.
I'm
Go on the
still
other
sitting.
side.
No, come here. Look, now we got the
Come
real
with
feed.
me.
Okay, now we got to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
So we're talking. So the first one that I can remember that I did, and I may have done
So I
some
need to go
before that,
there?
but the one that I can remember is Buck Cherry.
2004
Jesus
because
Christ.
it was
no, it was after Katrina.
it was right when is that the show when Crazy Bitch hit
Crazy
number
Bitch
one? Yeah, no,
was number one.
that was 2005.
Five.
Five.
End of
I
five.
just got
2005,
home
yeah.
working from Disney World. I dropped my bags down and I ran to Thunders to go watch Buck Cherry and Nonpoint and all them.
Yep. So yeah, as a matter of fact, it was Non-Point
Yep.
on that show. God damn, it was Buck Cherry and Non-Point. I think Rep Theory was
Rev
on that too.
Theory might have been
Yeah.
on that one too. Yep.
Buck
What was
Cherry,
the band?
Non-Point,
The guy
Rep
from
Theory.
Saliva, Chris D. He had another band.
He-
I saw
okay,
them.
Evolve Through Scars.
That was it.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw them.
And
there.
the bass player for Evolve Through Scars is Ernesto, who is now in Modern Mimes, who's on Curtain Call Records,
Who knows Kevin
sweet.
Bacon?
who was also in Another Black Day.
Scott, go sit
And
back down
Another
over there.
Black Day
Oh, I'll slide over.
played
No, no,
Drowning
no, no,
Pool
no.
in Egypt Central with Rev Theory.
Pull
So
that chair up.
Oh, I need to be in the spotlight
Son
anyway.
of a bitch. Look who just showed up.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Oh, I'm gonna
there
move now.
is, ladies
Here's
and
what I
gentlemen, there is
remember.
a Sasquatch sighting inside Castnet Studios.
I'd like to make this
And
about
his-
me again for just a second.
Okay, make it about you.
I
buddy.
figured
Make
out
it
what
about
happened. There is some bullshit setting on this camera that I never touched that got checked, and it was messed. That was
it was
messing
doing
the
the
whole
audio
thing.
through the camera, wasn't it?
It was doing both. It was
That's what I
doing both.
Yep.
Put your headphones on.
Put the headphones on and come in here and talk to us.
What
Put
is
this
it talking to the
So,
mic?
so look, have you been
Talking
watching
to
this?
the mic.
You've been watching this. All right. So how does it
Look
feel?
at this one. Look at
How
this
does it feel from the outside looking in? Is it look? It feels like a Thunder show. Get up on the microphone, you
Talk on-
stupid ass
talk on
guitar
the
He
mic.
player.
plays guitar. He's not used to this.
Stupid asshole.
They always turn my mic off. Man.
That was your guitar.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, it feels just like a Thunder show back in the day, except there's more people here.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Hey,
and,
so-
and we don't have to help you load that heavy ass.
And you don't have, and you
That
don't
was
have
a
to worry
piece.
about Jaeger on your pedal board.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it added to the show, is what you're saying, rather than take it away.
Right.
This audio.
Exactly. I thought you guys were doing it on purpose.
We
I
did one-
thought this was a theme.
We were.
We did one. We did one with Aura, and I remember Jane Doe's dead. Kevin was coming up on the side
Oh,
of the
shit.
stage with a whole tray Jägermeister shots, and I remember looking over and turning away real quick, and then looking back, and he had spilled them, and I was thinking like, that's the greatest thing
That was
could
you.
have happened
That
right
was
now.
you. That was you.
No,
I guess
no,
so.
no, it was
I wouldn't
Kevin
fucking-
Gordon.
Oh,
Kevin
I was
Gordon.
gonna say I wasn't me.
Kevin
but
Gordon.
If it was,
I just remember him looking back, and he
I
looked
wouldn't
up
be
at me like this,
surprised.
and I was like, oh my god, that was awesome. Like I was
Oh,
gonna die if I
that's good
drank
shit.
anymore.
God, that's good shit.
That is good shit.
Oh, there's
All right.
there's Matthew Park and Mark Ramey. Mark's sending me pictures. So
Is it? There's no way to throw them in. We got a lot of. No, we didn't get any. Was Mark's pictures from the ones you gave me?
there's a lot
Some of those, yeah,
So
They're,
we had
they're
the-
gonna
There he
roll
is, right
through
there.
We
He's
had
on
the
the live
going
feed.
away,
He's
and
on
now
the
the
live feed.
homecoming.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
Bayard, tell us some of your stories that you got. I'm sure you got a couple good ones, huh? You got any good
What
ones?
I can remember.
Hey, we're not going to out anybody. We're not going to testify against anybody on the live stream here. So just keep it PG or change the names.
Oh, there's no way I can keep
Like-
it PG. I can keep names out.
Subject
this is
one.
pointless if I'm going to keep keep it PG.
You can see him racking like shit.
So
Nope, nope,
like
nope.
for there being a graveyard behind that bar, I mean, there was some really nasty shit done in that thing. Literally, someone took a shit. That's how bad the bathroom was at Thunder's.
That you'd shit in a graveyard
So-
before.
I can tell you firsthand, you know of him too. He shit in the graveyard versus
Jesus.
using the bathroom there.
Hell yeah,
Jesus.
God bless him.
That
They are-
bathroom, that bathroom at Thunder's was like the toilet from Train Spotting, like the nastiest toilet in all of Scotland.
I remember the trough; it always had ice in it. I always thought that was weird. Is this self-service?
All
Like,
right,
what
so-
do we?
Yes.
Let's not let it go.
I used to fill my
let's
drink.
not- let's not let it go too far off the rails here. 'cause-
Well, this is all in good fun too, because honest to God, that's what made this bar. We're
Oh,
not.
dude,
We're not.
there's no doubt about that.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Fayard did come out swinging pretty heavy. Go ahead.
I mean, it
Go
can
ahead.
only get better from there.
It's the internet, man. This shit disappears. Don't worry about it.
There was a singer from a band. I don't want to call anybody out, but the name of the band rhymed with Smeejip Smitchell. he used to tell a joke about shitting in the bathroom at Thunder's. And he'd have like one foot on each wall, one on the wall and one on the stall, and like hovering above it.
Trying not to touch.
Trying not, yes.
Oh
technique there.
shit! They used to pack that place out, dude.
Yeah,
They
did.
packed it out, man. That's hilarious.
But you know that was the good thing about Thunder. It didn't matter if you played there once and you drew 4 people.
He was loyal.
If he liked you guys and he respected you guys were coming back, and he allowed you to at least attempt to build the crowd.
I think it was how you treated him too within the if you showed up when you were supposed to, if you held him up, you know what I mean?
He was
So-
not a small man,
No.
so he was an intimidating force.
God, I remember
You know what I'm
He
saying?
punched me in the back one time.
Ooh,
Like-
God
and he was joking when he did it. He was playing around, and I swear,
You deserved it. There's no doubt. You deserved
I limped off, and like I had to hit outside. I don't want him to see me cry because it was coming. It was coming. I couldn't breathe.
You
Oh
shit
my
all
Spaz
over
God.
can
him.
probably attest to that. I mean, the guy was brutal.
He was a fucking
man.
big dude. I think he's one of those guys that didn't know how much
Yeah, he had retard
yeah,
strength.
like how much dick he had behind when he was getting, because he's got up before and used me as a
Kevin and I went over there almost a year ago now, right? Or no. It was,
February.
it wa-
Yeah, February, because
it was
maybe
18,
January.
wasn't it? Or was it this year?
It was this year. It was the
Okay,
beginning of this year.
okay. We went over there to talk
Because
to him.
we were going to do a show
That's
in
correct.
March over there with Modern Mimes and Silent Trust and all of that. And then he ended up getting sick and ended up in the hospital, and
Yep.
we weren't able to do the show.
We did the little video there where we went through and looked at all of the
stickers on
band
the-
stickers and
on
shit
the
that were up
DJ
there, man.
booth.
That's
much shit
yeah.
there, dude.
Split Six.
Yeah.
Split
there's
Six.
there's some split six photos scrolling through right
Yes,
now.
There are.
We had some fun there at Thunder's. We dressed as pimps.
Yep, I remember
Yes.
that.
Leprechauns. That's why he loved us so much, because everybody here knows how hard it was to get anybody to go
Yes.
to Pascagoula.
It
for
is.
a
And
It
it
show.
was.
wasn't, and that's just it. It wasn't the band's playing, or it was just I draw the Pascagoula.
It's Pascagoula.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, shit.
Because you
And
knew
I-
you were going to be so shithoused
To get
that,
home.
like,
That's
if you were
right.
to get home
Yep.
alive, it
Yep.
was.
Well, until the Navy guys would show up over there. You know, instead of
Yeah.
drawing the Biloxi people over there, the Navy guys would get pretty wild in there.
Yeah, yeah.
If you were.
Well, I mean, if they got
Yeah.
arrested, the base was.
Well, the scene that we were all trying to pull from was mainly located over
Sure.
here, you know, so
Right.
getting them up there. But you're right. I mean, Pascagoula is not a small town. They
Right.
got people there. You know what I
It
mean?
was a tough spot to draw, but when you did, you did. That was the thing. It was like everybody
Let's-
got together and was like, let's go out on this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go. Speaking of rolling off of Fayard's other story
The
there,
graveyard one?
it's not Schmeegert's Minstrel, but we do have a song from Egypt Central, which oddly enough has the same sounding name as
tribute band.
You've got actually a video of Egypt Central live at Thunder.
Okay, that's what I thought this was, but you're right. Let's go to that one. Yep.
That
So
one's just a
okay, so this
random-
song's called "You Make Me Sick." Was that about the bathroom? at Thunder's?
Yeah. So look, this is Egypt Central. Kevin, real quick, tell them how that whole thing with them playing down here got started. That's a good story.
So, working at the radio station, we did a rock and relief show at the old Harley Davidson
Saliva.
lot. It was Saliva,
was
Egypt
there.
Central, Rev Theory, Blackstone Cherry, Castor Troy. And after the show was over with, I was at the Shell station at Cedar Lake, and Egypt Central's van was there, and John and I started talking. And I was like, dude, I'd love to get you guys back down here more often. He's like, yeah, hit us up, blah, 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 blah. We figured it all out. So we got him into Thunders, and then we just started bringing them back and bringing them back
yeah.
and bringing them back.
Were they already
And-
on CPR when you did that initial conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they
okay.
were on there with Over and Under, which was their very first single. And then right after that was You Make Me Sick.
Yep.
And that just kind of helped them, propelled them. And it just made it huge for here. And then they played Mardi Gras one year. I remember they played a show. We went to
New
we
Orleans
went,
afterwards.
and there was one where we went to your house and then woke up and the Orange Grove parade was happening. We just walked out to the street all hungover, drinking more beer and crap, whatever, just having a good time.
That van sat in our front yard for 3 months.
Yeah, those Egypt
Yeah, it
Central
did.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, let's jump right into it, man. Here's Egypt Central live at Thunder's Tavern, man, and you're watching the sound.
Oh, that's what happens
Now
when
it's
you go.
boom.
That's
Now
what-
it's boom. Now it's boom. There
That's
we
what-
go.
That's
Gonna
what
do the
happens
whole
when you
night
go
and have one
into
cue that was
videos.
gonna work.
All these live videos, they cut quick. They're like the song's not even finished. And
That's because
it's done.
whoever did it was fixing their drink. They're like, fuck this.
Well, shit, dude. All of those are uploaded like what years? I mean, this is not.
2008,
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
What was the bartender?
Yeah.
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 Dude, Egypt Central used to pack that place out pretty good.
Yes.
Never
Yeah.
saw him there.
And they always put on a
3 or
damn
4
good
times
show.
Probably it seems like I saw him there. He used to come down.
Yeah.
There's no other.
We had them there on a Halloween party one night. It was them and Uncrowned.
What years was all this? I never went to it.
2009.
Even
Uh,
before
I
that,
was-
even
I
6
was
to
doing-
7.
No,
I was doing
yeah,
Gulfport.
2007, 2008.
Yeah. I was at Kirk's.
Yeah, I was living in Oxford at the time. I remember driving down to see them. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of
It's-
really
it's
big
sad
national
that-
acts that play there that didn't draw like that.
It's sad
Yeah,
that I
that's-
always base what year it was by when I met the Power Pole. 2009 is when I met the Power Pole, so it was before
Was that
2009.
2009?
I remember
Yes.
that night too.
Yeah.
I did too.
So,
It was
anyways,
cold, wasn't it?
let's move on.
Oh shit, he got a little nervous. Hey, what's
That's
going
on
on?
the Guitars and Cadillacs
so
episode.
yes,
That'll be on that episode. Hey, what's the comment section looking like? Does anybody got any good stories out there that that's watching this that feels like typing something up real quick? Or
well, Andrew Hartley says Thunder's bathroom made Kirk seem clean.
yes, that's a good
Or
one.
the
It was-
Gulfport drag strip.
It
When
was
Kirk's at a toilet.
it was on a New Orleans level of dirty, but always a fun place to play.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I said. It's
I
all a good
can't-
fun. I mean, this is
I never had a bad show there.
so you want to talk about? Fayard mentioned it. Talk about national bands that didn't draw.
Hurt.
So
Shit.
Hurt was one that didn't draw very well. I had Adelita's Way there,
I went to that one.
and it was on a Sunday.
I know one thing I
and
want
it was
to.
like
Point.
20 people.
You just made me. Oh,
They're
dude, they
not-
blew it up a few
Well,
times.
well, the
Yeah, but
first
there
one,
were-
no, they didn't even play at all.
Right. Yeah. So there
Okay,
was
tell
there,
that story. I don't think I
there
remember.
was a non-point show that we had booked there. This tour manager got off the bus, came inside, didn't like what he felt with.
The house system.
He didn't like the house system. He didn't like what was going on there. He refused to let non-point get off the bus.
They never.
Damn.
played
And
one.
all I was trying to do was at least get to Elias to talk to him because
Right.
we could have probably talked Elias into playing.
Fat guy was hot.
Yes. So non-point got in the bus and left.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah.
There, whoever I cannot remember who the opening act was, stuck around and played. So we had a show that night. So Fat Guy was pissed. We got Maynard involved. We made a phone call, and when they hit their next show in Baton Rouge, the tour manager was fired and sent home.
Damn. Bitch. Do
We
this.
did no fucking practice.
Kevin, what about the largest show that you had in there? Tell that story. That's a good one.
Buck Cherry.
Yeah, but tell the story.
Yeah.
So
Buck Cherry
if
played
I,
those
rem-
back.
I, rem-
Buck
yeah, I
Cherry.
remember
I've got
the
one to go
offi-
on behind
Go ahead,
the,
go ahead,
the-
go ahead.
the official count, I think, on that was 820 people.
Oh, nice.
So,
House of Blues
Was
was
the
Uh,
back room
and-
open still at that
uh,
at that point?
huh?
Was the back room, the back bar, from,
No.
from the stage? Not
No.
yet? Okay.
No. So
Golly. 800 people.
For the
in
fire
there?
marshal, it was
we
only
got lucky. It
200
was right after Katrina. Got a phone call saying, "Hey, Buck Cherry wants to come through." They hadn't even released a single yet off the new album, so we got them at a pretty good price because Crazy Bitch hadn't even hit the radio yet. But by the time they played Thunders, Crazy Bitch was number one in active rock. And if you've been to Thunders, you got the front door,
Yep.
and then you got about an quarter of a mile to the corner of Market Street. The line was from the front door of Thunders to the red light at Market Street and whatever that cross street was.
Damn.
Jeez. Ingles Avenue.
Yeah, Ingalls Avenue. One of my favorite things about the whole night was when you turned around, Brad and Chris from Three Doors Down were there. They were on the Jack Daniels pool table sitting watching the show because you couldn't move. You couldn't get anywhere. And if you're familiar with Thunders at all, when you walked out the back door, there was this covered area with this nice concrete slab next to the pool and all that.
Mm.
That wasn't there
Okay,
before
yeah,
Buck
yeah.
Cherry. Buck Cherry paid for that.
Nice.
So that
Nice.
was the
Great success.
hey,
Yeah.
Kevin, you can do as many shows as you want.
We don't care how shit faced you get. Just keep doing them.
All right. So we had that one. We had a few successfuls. I mean, Drowning Pool wasn't successful. We had a decent crowd, but it was a Mother's Day that we did it
Oh,
on.
that's
when
the
was
kinda
that?
shit.
Was that
Yeah.
post Dave?
It was with yes, it
Okay.
was with Ryan from Soil as the
Ah,
lead singer of
gotcha.
Drowning Pool,
Gotcha.
with Rev Theory and Egypt Central. And
They
Black Day.
they played at the Crest a couple
Drowning-
3 years
Drowning
ago
Pool, yeah.
with the new singer,
Yeah.
and he
He
is
is fucking
bad
monster.
ass,
Yeah.
dude. Holy shit, he's good. Fayard, what was your story you were gonna say?
Oh crap! No.
You forgot about it already?
Buck Cherry, we were talking.
Oh,
story
yeah.
behind-
Thunder's
Had-
Tavern.
It had something to do with. I remember I can't remember what show it was, but I was running sound that night, and I had to run the guys in the band to the gym because they wanted to. I think it was Rev Theory and Nonpoint.
Funny
if
you
I want to
say that.
because I was driving them there, and they started talking about the Nonpoint show where they skipped out and didn't
Right.
play, and they had no idea that I was the guy that was running sound for them that night that they skipped out. So I'm just sitting there in the car, like driving them, just listening to them talk. It was just so awkward.
They were mad.
Everything-
They were talking shit about you.
No, but they didn't know it was me. It was
Right.
just like they were just talking shit about the bar itself. really.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
There's a couple
But
national acts that
they
kinda
played there
shit
a
on
couple
the place.
times, right?
Yeah.
Rev Theory,
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good
Yeah.
pretty decent crowds.
Man, Rev Theory started down here playing at the Edge in Gulfport right after Katrina.
Yeah,
The first few shows
Yeah.
that they played down here. Yeah.
They play something at Point Cadet too.
Yes.
Yeah.
CPR Rocks the Point.
It
Yes,
was
that's what that was.
Rocks
It
the
was
Point.
Hinder.
Rocks the Point 2 days before Katrina.
Yep.
Hinder,
Rev Theory.
Rev Theory.
Best Left Unsaid. Bottom Line.
Oh, I wish there was. Is anybody got pictures of that? Please put them in the comments. if
I
you
got a
got-
signed drum head at the house for that.
That's such a dope spot to have a show.
I've got pictures of it somewhere
of that show. I
Yeah,
thought we
on
talked
disc.
about this
on
before.
disc.
Okay, I haven't seen them. I remember that show. That was
Because I remember
What the fuck
The-
is a disc?
the
there are literally kids out there that would see this and go say that.
The Palace was a sponsor of that show.
It was right. Yeah.
So Hinder and Rev Theory all had rooms at the Palace. So after the show was over with, we all went to the Z Club,
Oh, I missed the
and-
Z Club.
and we had a bar tab, and it turned out really really fun.
Those Hinder guys were pretty nuts.
Yeah. I mean, when
to
you get
put it lightly.
where is Fayard's book bag?
That Corey? Who wrote that? Who wrote that? Who
Donnie.
wrote Yes, that had to. I was gonna say that had to be a Falls from Grace guy.
Hell
Had to
yeah.
be.
Hell yeah.
My head would be a little bit lower right now. Be struggling to keep it up
the
off the
mystery of
table.
what's in Fayard's bag.
Yeah, we had a whole bit about that.
Oh man,
Oh,
that got us
shit.
all the way to Houma one
That
time.
did. That did. What? Yours was a regular book bag, and yours was the clear
I had the Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Everybody kept taking my bag, so I was like, nobody will touch this piece of
Yeah,
shit.
no
and
one
no
did.
one did.
Holy shit! Is there any more any Thunder's stories in the comments?
No, because the comments kind of have just gone kind of scattered everywhere.
Okay.
Everybody
so
Because
made
it does that
plus.
most relevant shit. That's
yeah,
stupid.
and I got to go through some of it. I know
Let's-
Villers, Maybelline is on here. He said he was honored to have one of the last headlining shows at Thunder's, and Thunder shook his
Yep.
hand and said, "Love your music. Let's book again."
So
So
what shit, what was I gonna say here? Do we have any more in the playlist that are live videos?
no,
from
that
here?
we didn't. We couldn't. I mean, I found some more, but
Right.
I mean,
People were too
the-
drunk to record that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, and you know what's funny too? That's what I was gonna say a minute ago. We're only talking about what year to what year.
Oh, it
There-
wasn't a
there's
long
there's
time.
there's
God,
so much shit that we don't even know about because that bar was open
with
for
the-
so
with
damn
the-
long.
With the ones that I'm
Yeah.
affiliated with and kind of the stories we're talking right now,
Yeah.
you're talking 2004, 2005
Yeah.
to 2007,
So-
2008.
So like the
somewhere in
guy
there.
that put the comment in there earlier about 1970, whatever.
Seven.
I'm sure there's people
Yeah.
out there like you stupid assholes don't know
Y'all
half
don't
of
have
it.
a-
You know?
y'all
Yeah.
don't have
And
a
I bet you
clue,
back
yes.
then it packed like a son
Hey,
of a bitch
Reverend
back
Red
then.
can tell you a bunch of stories, man. He
Yeah.
was one of the first DJs that Thunder had.
Yeah, Rev, man.
I want to
he's
talk
got-
to
have
some of
him.
the
Yeah.
hair metal
We should
dudes that
definitely
played
get
in
the
that
Rev.
place.
I hear people talk because I work in Pascagoula. When you talk about that place, the older people that remember that place, they always the drive-through beer window was like the big
Yeah.
fucking thing back
And it was
then.
only about the size of the pool table area, right, Spaz?
So tiny back there.
Yeah.
Like the original one was super tiny and it got expanded on.
The original drive-through. Okay, because whenever Kevin and I were out there at the beginning of this year, Kevin, remember somebody pulled up to it and they were still selling beer out
Oh,
of it.
dude, that's
Yes.
one of those grandfathered in type things, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So- All right, so
Yeah.
here we go.
The dogs would get your ass if you win that window too.
Yeah.
Mark
Oh.
Ramey says Gulf Coast bands booked there from 2005 to 2009.
Yep.
So we're
Okay.
in that
Yep.
in that
Yep.
range.
I feel like that was the hype for our
Uh,
area was that 2005. And
Ryan
on,
Yes.
Berry
you know what I
says
mean?
his first show when he was 17 was in 2007 with Left Broken.
Yep.
Ooh.
Jared should tell the Villers story from Thunders. I'm not sure what that means, but
The only one that's who said that? Donnie.
Donnie said that.
Yeah, I don't think that was a Thunders thing though, was it? I definitely not telling that story.
Some of the newer stuff. So Haystack played there last year.
I just remember taking a lot of Blacktooth
Recent-
Ribbons, Donnie.
Haystack was a good show. and
Haystack talked crazy about that place.
Yeah.
So
the midget wrestling.
yeah,
is-
midget wrestling.
Jesse just popped out. That
When
did
was
really
that?
well there.
When was
Micro
that?
wrestling.
What year?
He had. It was
forgot
within the
about
last. This has been within the last 2 or 3 years.
It was
He's had
after
a
the
couple of
it was after
times.
the one at Crest, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. They did one at Crest because I
Yeah.
went to that and it was hilarious.
And
awesome.
people
then they
turned
did
out
it
for that,
there.
and
Yeah,
it got
yeah,
wild
was a
in
good
there.
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like me and Donnie went midget bowling in South Dakota.
Which one of those wrestlers slapped you in the chest that night in Guitars and Cadillacs?
And this is our buddy Jesse and Joanne, both worked
Robert-
at Thunders in the last couple
Robert
of years. Went up to
Rude.
Alaska.
They did what now?
Oh,
no,
dude,
Robert Roode.
Yeah.
He's
WWE
he's
now.
in WWE now. But yeah, I mean, it's
He
a
did
little side
TNA.
story. But we were talking. Kip brought it up the other day. So he was part of TNA wrestling, and I had done a thing with the radio station. We went to Guitars and Cadillacs afterwards, and I got drunk, of course, and I said,
I keep hearing
I
all
said,
these
you
drunk
go-
Kevin stories.
He
I don't
made a
remember any of this
giant
shit.
mistake right here.
I said, are those chops real?
Oh,
And I was
absolutely.
like, I bet you I could take one. I felt that motherfucker for months.
Are you
afterwards.
serious? You got lit up. You got lit up.
Lit
Oh,
up,
you know,
and
you
then,
put that extra
then I
on
was
too.
drunk,
Yeah.
so of course I didn't feel it. I'm like, I didn't feel that shit.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah.
me again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, it fucked my whole nervous system up and everything. It hurt so bad.
Shocked him to the core. To the core.
All right.
We don't have any more live videos from Thunders. Do we want to? What can we play?
So what I wanted to do was
if they're
kinda,
if they
Play
stuck with us
random
this
videos
far,
of people throwing up.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't-
doing
it doesn't
Thunders
matter.
so I
background.
just wanted to kind of play some bands that have played there. So the first one we got
Let's
is
play-
not Rev Theory.
yes,
It's Revelation Theory,
Yeah.
and their first song Slow Burn.
Yeah.
So they played there. So we're gonna play that right now.
Yeah,
Look at-
dude, I keep seeing this picture pop up when Spaz dressed
Yep.
up like me.
Yep.
I remember we did a Folsom Gray show, and Matt Park and Callie Robb both
Yes,
showed up
I do.
dressed like
I
me.
do remember that. I do
was-
remember that.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh, nice.
this is
They look
our,
like Jay and Silent Bob.
Did he draw it on with a projector?
I just remember the.
This is-
Look, there he
this
goes.
is Revelation Theory Slow Burn. We're playing it because they played at Thunders a lot, but this is not a live video, and you're watching this. Got it. Ha!
Boom.
No, we're going to this
Boom.
one. Got it. We're going to that one.
All right.
All right. Oh, it's that same picture again.
Yeah, it's. I only got like 5 going.
No, it
It's
should
not very many.
So
It isn't,
we
I
got a
guess.
couple. We got a couple stories. The Freebirds, as in the wrestling Freebirds,
The Fabulous Freebirds?
used to come there when they were wrestling in Biloxi.
No shit.
Okay.
I know the story of Britney Spears' mom and Thunder were friends,
Oh, I thought that was
and
going
when
somewhere else.
Britney played the Coliseum, Britney Spears and her mom went and visited Thunder.
Really?
So Britney Spears has been to Thunder's Tavern. Quiet Riot's played there. They couldn't quite remember 92, 93. I know we tried to bring them back, and then they were playing New Orleans, and they canceled their flights to come play Thunders, and then we canceled the show, and then they had to rebook their flights. And I went to work, and I had a phone message from Frankie Benally. Hey, this is Frankie Benally from Quiet Riot. Just letting you know we're gonna sue you for canceling that show and costing us to go get more plane tickets and all that shit. And I was like, I called Thunder. I was like, they're suing. He goes, did you ever fucking sign a contract? I was like, no, we never got a chance to sign. Then fuck 'em.
That seems accurate.
He
That
taught
was-
me more about
That was a pretty
how
good
the
impression.
business end of stuff worked. I learned a lot from him indirectly by like, hey Thunder, we're gonna bring this show in. We want this amount of money. Fuck you. You're only gonna get this amount of money. Like, well, okay. Well, I guess we, but it taught, when we started booking out of state, it was like, well, fuck, I know how to do this because fucking Thunder told me how to do
You
it. Fuck you, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You got to think though, like what you just said, Kevin. Quite right. 92.
Yeah.
That's like what Isla Capri had just opened up in
Yep,
92.
90
So
was it?
there's no other than the Coliseum.
that was it.
There's no Hard Rock Live. There's no Imperial Palace. Like these big music.
the
not really.
JC Hall was
They're not
rocking.
music halls, but you know what I'm saying. There's nothing.
I mean, if you think about it, after the casinos opened up,
There's the stairs.
There was the stairs.
Yep.
There was Thunders, and then outside of that, it was people like people like Fat Guy booking shows at
Right.
the VFW halls,
Yep.
and
Bro, them VFW
and
shows were
Yancey
lit.
and Chris
Yep.
having
Jesus
to
Christ.
rent venues out, just
Yeah.
kind of like what we're doing now. There's no place to play, and Thunders
You
was
gotta
like,
make it.
"Come on."
Just go to Jared's
Yep.
backyard.
Yep.
We did that.
We did that too. I was
That
there.
was
Yeah, that was a
I
fun night.
shit faced that day.
Jared almost killed
Mardi
a kid.
Gras.
Almost killed a kid.
So you got to tell me about the fist fight.
I don't know anything about that. I
So-
can't. There's
so-
nothing. I don't know what he's talking about.
Donnie says, I
Donnie
remember
didn't say
when-
anything. Oh no, the mics are cutting out again.
All right, so apparently we're not going to
This
get
is
this.
the one
We're
at
not
the
going to get
middle of
this.
the
There
street,
may
Market
or may
Street,
not
but
have been
how-
an altercation with
But
someone.
somebody says,
The Market Street
how
Mayhem.
many nights of getting there, or how many days of getting there at 2:00 in the afternoon to get
Yes.
ready for the show and get people in the doors and get bands in and not leaving until the sun comes up?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
I honestly don't think I
Hey,
ever stayed there till the sun came
because
up.
you
but
never
we were
stuck
there
around
late.
to get paid.
I've done that more times than I care to admit.
No,
20
stop.
hours looking at
Anytime it
Love
was like,
Fest.
all right, so we're done, Thunder would go ahead and get all your stuff packed up, and then I'll meet you and we'll talk about your money. Like, all right, cool.
Love and
And then dude, you'd be
marriage.
sitting there,
Yeah,
you're like,
that song gets over. We're
did,
done.
did this dude go to bed? You know, and then he'd pop back. Hey, it's like, well, what were you doing? Like, we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
Watching Married with Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we were doing.
He would just catch little naps in the
Yes.
chair
Yep.
in between band sets,
Yep.
and then he'd be good to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power nap it up.
He'd come out there. What are you guys doing? Like, waiting on you to pay
Yeah.
us.
I like the security T-shirt. We can see it in the background there. That's official.
Well-
That's an official security T-shirt.
Candlebox canceled once at Thunders,
Cancel
by the way.
Box.
Cancel box.
Yep.
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 Cancel
Box.
Everybody
Cancel
knows
Box.
of his
Pretty good.
cancel
Yes.
box.
Yes.
around
One
here.
thing I've ever known him as.
Yes, they were booked to play Thunders. I was in Memphis watching Egypt Central at some rock festival, and the next day was coming back for the
Hey,
Candlebox
Chad
show.
Kent. Hey, buddy.
And they called and they said, "Oh, by the way, yeah, he's got a sore throat. He's not going to be able to make it." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah.
What Chad Kent? Is there any? Does Adam Ship have any stories?
Ooh.
I'm sure y'all played there.
The
What? Huh?
Chad Kent's in the comments apparently.
There's people
It says-
watching
it
us.
says, hi,
That
you
was a-
sexy.
That was an hour ago that
Sexy
he made that
beast.
comment.
Oh, he's
no,
probably
I
in
can tell
bed
you,
then.
Adam Ship's last show
Corey's
was at
an
Thunder's
idiot.
Tavern.
I didn't have my glasses on.
We had Adam
Was
Ship. Yeah, about 2 years ago, Adam Ship's last show was at
That was
Thunder's Tavern.
after the juke joint one.
When they
Yeah,
reunited.
now
they
I
did
do
Juke
remember that.
Joint, they did Jackson, and then they did
You're
in
right.
Oh, yeah,
Thunders,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we had a Project 9 duo, and then
So,
another band.
Viller.
I think Love Stories.
Oh,
in.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that was
Yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah,
what,
I remember that
2017, their last show.
So
yeah.
Villers wants to know the Villers story that Donnie was talking about.
He'll have to hit Donnie up on that one.
I don't think
Donnie's in the comment
I think
section
that
sending
was
him a direct message. I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think that's a New Orleans story. I don't think it's a Thunder
That's
story.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When you
I
threw
don't-
up in the door pocket of your car.
Villers used to do like Anthony was talking about in the beginning though.
He was a merch dude.
He rolled gear for us, man. Villers, we always appreciated that shit.
He did merch and Tiger did gear.
Looks Tiger.
I feel like
Fuck,
Fayard
you don't
said
know
some good
Tiger?
He just
stories,
said,
though.
"Who's Tiger?"
Oh my God! You're sitting on some more goddamn stories.
I know you are.
Chris Fowler. Come on, there's some Fowler
Oh,
stories of
shit.
late night at Thunders. Yeah, he's like, no, I ain't telling
I like how you mentioned that to him. He looks like he's having a non-flashback.
Yeah. Starts twitching.
His fucking shirt says Vietnam too.
Oh God!
That can't be a
It's all coming
coincidence.
together.
Fucking Thunder's PTSD over there. He's like trying to come up with the story.
Jesus.
I talked about the
So
graveyard. I talked
somebody
about the
asked
bathroom.
somebody asked if you've ever ridden in a
Yeah.
car with Thunder. Yes,
He drove.
As a matter of fact, one night
I
Thunder
didn't
said,
think
"Hey,
he left the property.
I'm gonna go make a drive. Get in the car.
You
Or
did
get
the
in
rounds?
the truck."
You did the.
And he
okay.
went to the different
I
bars.
imagine it's an old Ford. Is it an
and
old Ford?
Drove by all the
Oh,
bars
no, he had a
that
big
were in
ol'
Pascagoula
F-150.
to see
Yep.
what the crowd was like, and yeah, this is where this son of a bitch got his ass kicked. I ran him over right here.
The only time I ever saw Thunder not at Thunder's was Magic Moments had a female security lady and a dude knocked her out one night when we were there and he
Oh,
showed
shit.
up to handle it, dude.
Wow.
Like I was like, "Who's that?" Like, "That's Thunder." I was like, "Oh shit, we should go in the back."
How did that end up? Did it end up bad?
I don't remember seeing him
Yeah.
after we. I just because like I'd never seen. There's like this huge dude. Like, who the fuck is that? That's Thunder. Like, holy shit.
What, Kevin? What else is over here on this playlist? Is it Shallow Side because they played?
Yeah, Shallow Side. Scott had them there for a show, so I just threw them in there. And
All right.
like I
Yeah.
said, we're doing a lot of recent stuff because that's where our memories are. It's just
Right.
recent memory. I mean, there's so much
By recent memory,
history
I mean
that we-
Facebook reminding us.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, there's so much that happened there, and so much that went on, and it's just we don't know
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
weren't there for it.
We had our
And
run.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
right. We
small-
had
a
we had
small
our
pocket.
small
Yeah.
window that we were there, and we were able to tell. Imagine, okay, so think about this. We probably haven't even scratched the surface on the stories that all of
There's
us
no
could tell
doubt. There's no doubt.
from the time, the small window that we were there. Imagine how many stories there are since 1977.
Shit,
Thunder
yeah,
Tavern.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely. And with it tying in with the Magic Moments, like it was like a whole. It was almost like a minor leagues, major leagues.
Did
thing,
he
you know what I
own
mean?
that bar the whole time?
He owned Magic Moments. He owned Johnny Joe's, and he owned Thunder's Tavern.
I didn't
he
know
owned
Johnny Joe.
And the
He
liquor
owned
store.
the liquor store.
I
He
knew
owned
that.
Yellow Cab, which we covered that a little earlier. So
Yeah.
he owned the entire. He had a master's degree in business.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. No.
Okay.
Like he knew what he was
I
doing.
don't, did we mention that he played football at Ole Miss? That's
Yes.
a huge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
He
that
had
was
to play
another one.
football somewhere.
He was an
Yeah.
offensive lineman for Ole Miss
Fucking
Yep.
walking refrigerator.
when Archie Manning was there. And
Oh, tell
and
that part.
the man-
Yeah. Okay. So I was told the story when I worked at Thunder's Tavern is Archie Manning used to pop in randomly to Thunder's Tavern back when it was first opening up and getting busy, and he used to tell us that Eli and Peyton. I don't watch football, so tell me if I'm wrong.
No, go ahead.
Eli and Peyton used to hang out in the bar all the time, and they used to go run around and sit on the coolers and share stories and
Oh,
stuff
when
like
Archie was there.
that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Like no, they were like
I thought he was dropping off for Thunder to watch. I was like,
Younger
Jesus
kids.
Christ.
That's where they learn to throw the football.
Go out back and leave me alone. You know what I mean?
the legend of Thunder. That- you know, it wasn't Archie.
Yeah.
It was Thunder
that
that
did it.
taught
Yeah,
Eli
yeah.
right.
and
Yeah,
Peyton how to throw the
And
ball.
the truth comes out.
You know, and somebody said, but baseball was his love, and baseball, he did enjoy the shit out of baseball. He enjoyed the shit out of Married with Children.
I
Yeah,
love that
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
He
Damn,
could-
I love that show.
He could quote you. He could tell you. The show would start, and he would tell you the whole show
episode.
while it was in commercial break, and you didn't even need to watch it.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
remember
And
hanging out
watch
with
this,
Kid
this
Rock
is-
at Thunder's?
What?
Nope.
Okay, so we Red
Yeah.
Stag sent their whiskey, I guess, to Thunder's, and they had a Kid Rock cutout.
Oh,
So we all got drunk and we took pictures, and Donnie and me kept positioning this cutout behind us. And so people were like, "Kid Rock was there." Dude, I'll never forget it. I was like, "Dude, yeah, you hung out all night."
carried around the different parts of the bar, and we'd hide him in there.
It would be a group of people, and then like Kid Rock would be in the back, and everybody thought he was really there. I was like, "Yeah, dude."
So
Me and Donnie walked around that cutout all fucking night. Just y'all taking
shit.
pictures? Let's get Kid Rock in there.
That's hilarious.
somebody asked, I don't know the answer to it, how he got his nickname Thunder.
I do. I actually
Go
know.
ahead.
Sweet.
Go for it.
So when he was playing football, I don't know if it was in college or high school. I don't remember what position he played, but he used to go against the opposing team, the opposing player, and he hits them so hard, boom, that it sounded like
I
thunder.
believe it.
And so people started. I mean, you've seen him. He's built like a brick shit house.
Yep.
He
He was a
punched
big
me
guy.
hard.
He hit me in the back of the head with a blackjack one night when I wasn't even paying attention.
That is the story.
Damn.
Jesus.
I woke up
Okay.
with a headache and a free beer.
Folks, if you've stuck with us this long, we do appreciate it.
And to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'll let you know where we stand with this show.
Yeah.
We're actually kind of killing some time now because there's one more person that wants to get here and tell one or two stories. He got off work at
Okay.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we got a video. We're going to try to stall a little longer and tell a little more of the stories. And then maybe, hopefully, pray Tyler Boss will get here.
Okay. Let's jump into I guess what we want to do. Let's do you want to do Shallow Side or Egypt Central's actually the real
You
video.
make me sick?
Yeah. We're gonna get muted anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it. Go.
All right. This
go
is
it.
again. They played big
Sick
there.
from stealing everybody's liquor.
Ooh. To be
You
continued.
need to tell the
I hold a
Egypt
grudge.
Central fight story.
Bong bong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it now.
Smeejip Smentral.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll move. I'll
Yeah,
move.
Tell us about
come on over.
Smeejip's Minstrel. Smeejip's Minstrel.
Jeff Thompson says so many stories that can be
Yes.
told.
Yeah.
The
I
Evil
mean,
Minion shows with Falls and Grace are always a blast.
So, it was one of the.
What? Why are we laughing yet? Already?
I was there for it.
Oh, you already know the ending.
I
All right,
I know the beginning and the
Okay.
ending and the middle.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all know the guy that's involved too. There was an Egypt
Oh,
Central show, and there was a ton of people there.
It just came back.
Yeah, they had a one of their road guy that
It rhymes with McGruffy.
Oh, I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Egypt Central's roadie was Jonesy. I mean, this dude was huge. He was a monster. And that was after a show one night, and the band was just hanging out at the bar drinking, and basically we weren't there when it happened. We just saw the melee that took place afterwards. I just remember like looking off in the side of my eye, and I see Joey Walzer, Joey Chicago.
Yeah.
He was on a guy's back, and he looked like a spider monkey just beating the shit out of someone. All I could see was his upper torso like moving around. It was a huge, huge brawl. Thunder was trying to get Jonesy off of the guy. Basically, this guy insulted Jonesy, and that's how the fight started. He
Right.
poured a drink on the girl that he was with and said something shitty to her. He was
Okay. We're
Rock
yeah. No,
stars.
This is an out of town guy that nobody knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Don't
was
have a clue.
he was traveling in for the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
and basically Thunder was trying to get him off of him, and he took that big stick that he kept by the door. Everybody's seen it. He cracked this guy over the back of the head, like hit him about right here. and
This
then he
traveler?
raised him.
The
Yeah.
traveler?
No, the guy that
Okay.
was beating the hell out of him.
Okay.
And broke it over his back. The guy didn't even flinch. He just kept going. By the time he was done, the guy that he was beating up was literally dragged out of the bar by his feet with a trail of blood behind him. And it was someone that we know.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, he knows it. He knows about.
He's admitted to it.
He's well acknowledged
Well,
of it.
putting it on the internet's a different story.
We're not
it was
gonna
a
blast
traveler.
it.
Pat's
We're not
Fuel
gonna
PD,
blast it.
just go ahead and
Anyway.
But yeah, it was quite the night. They wound up spending the night in the emergency room because a couple of the guys in the band got hurt pretty bad, and it was the side doors wound up getting blown off the hinges. It was
Talking about
pretty
the
crazy.
barn
the
doors?
load-in
Yes.
doors.
Barn doors, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
those doors were the
So
awesome.
another story that just got told was he was very sick of the song Kryptonite
I'm
because
sure.
Three Doors Down would practice it over and over and over
He
again
did
on
that multiple
stage.
with multiple different bands, I think, right?
Yeah,
Allowed them to
multiple-
be
yeah,
like
practice.
their practice studio or whatever.
Mhm.
Damn, I wish we had some of those cats on. They could tell some older
Oh,
stories
I'm
than
sure
we're
they
telling.
could.
What was Joe Lyons' band?
Seven left.
Seven Left. Yeah, they were another one.
Yeah.
He's
Level,
still
level with the ground.
Level with the
Castor
ground,
Troy,
yeah.
Matt White,
I think
Mike Dunaway.
Chris
Scott.
Catharsis, or did
They did.
Taylor post
He-
something about being
they did.
they
He-
practiced there?
Yeah.
He still had that
Catharsis.
policy in the last few years. He'd have bands come in there practice at 2 or 3 in the afternoon and stuff like that, and just have somebody hanging out doing something.
That's the
and
biggest
it was
thing, is
no
just having
charge,
people in there.
something
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
And so a few bands took care of that, over the years, took advantage of that.
Nice.
Dude had a complex, didn't he though? I mean, let's be honest.
Let's
fucking complex, fuck a tavern. Like he had.
a complex.
It was-
a
it was-
large.
it was end resort.
Where are you going with this?
Just like I remember the first time I ever actually went to. Like,
Yeah.
God damn,
Look,
dude,
it's
there's
like-
more. Like,
Yeah.
What we
Don't
we
mention
said
the
it
size
earlier.
of his nose.
It was
Yeah.
it was Mississippi's version.
Yeah.
It was Mississippi's version of Club La Vila.
That's right.
So if you've ever been to Club La Vila in Panama City,
just remember there being a bunch of.
it,
was
I
like-
mean, it was a complex. I mean, at one point behind there was a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had the
I
restaurant.
actually got
you
to
had
go
the
look at
stage
that
area.
when we were
Oh,
there.
That was when it was
Yeah.
the resort.
Like
also.
It
Porky's
looked like
on
it
steroids.
looked like a fucking time capsule, dude.
So
The whole
the
bar looked
only
like a
the only
time-
time I
Well, no. This was even like
Oh yeah.
time.
the only
behind the
time I was ever back there
Exponentially more.
is
Somebody froze it in the 50s.
we had
70s.
Strutter there.
Oh, yeah.
The
Kiss Tribute.
Kiss Tribute band Strutter.
Okay.
And they had to use that back area as their dressing room and everything. So that was the only
Yeah.
time that I had ever seen back there.
If you were a loved one, that's me.
I ain't gonna lie, I was too scared to go back there after that
The
point.
Katrina carpet had the Gene
Yes.
Simmons blood on it for years after that, and some
Damn.
candle wax.
Katrina
Damn.
carpet.
Yeah.
All right. Here's
He dropped a
Smooch.
pick like, fuck it, I'm not picking it up. I'm just getting another one.
God. This is Smeejit Minstrel. You make me sick, and you're watching the sound.
I used to think this was perfect. Wish that it was never ending. Those days are gone forever. It's something I'm not missing. There's a voice in my head telling me that thing about the times that you were cool and mean. And I don't care if you walk away. I'm here to stay, and you need to hear. You make me sick. I love what we're doing here. You make me sick. I can't breathe in the only one. You make me sick. I love what we're doing here. You make me sick. I can't breathe in the only one. I have to take advantage. For the moment passes by, it's so hard to manage. The ups and downs of your life. Someone speak before I start to scream out. Anything to break the silence. You're holding me back, confined by doubt. You make me sick, but I love what we're doing here. You make me sick, and I can't breathe in the only one. You make me sick, but I love what we're doing here. You make me sick, and I can't breathe in the only one. 'Cause I need you. 'Cause I need you here with me when it falls so and down upon my knees. There's a voice in my head telling me to think about everything. Last time I believed, now I realize you make me sick. But I love what we're doing here.
All right. That was we're back. And Corey's
Boom.
leaving. Corey
Yes.
Redcap out of the building, people. All right, so
Later.
some people are dropping some shit in the comment section. If you're watching on Facebook, I guess you've already seen it. If you're watching or listening to this post on the audio podcast, go jump on our Facebook page, Sound 228, and check them
Christ.
out, man. Read them. There's some other stories in there. Some of them are probably not going to read out loud. right now.
Yeah, no, the one that was sent to me was sent to my private message.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you
know.
won't see that one, but
I
there's
don't
some
know,
other ones on there.
Mark, you want me to tell this story? I don't have a problem telling the story. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
how you put it out there, I don't know.
I'll wait to see if Mark wants me to tell that story.
Let's
'cause
jump back
that's
into the other view here. Tyler Voss, dude, what's up?
Not too much,
What's up? You got to get up on that mic now. I know you used
too
to be
much,
a damn
man.
singer, dude. Come on.
I gotta cup the mic.
Fair.
Yeah. What you just got off work?
I just got off work. I ran in
Okay.
time to make it here.
We appreciate you making time to come see us, man. What's up with you lately?
Music. I mean, I don't know.
That's the name of the game.
That's the name of the game. Music.
I was
music,
told
more
go
music.
for it.
Go for it. Okay.
Tell
well,
the story.
go ahead,
All
Kevin.
right. So I don't remember it, obviously.
Welcome to my world.
Mark Ramey, Gulf Coast Bands, S&M Entertainment, my partner on some of the shows that we did. He said one night he kept up and drank with me. And this is one of the reasons I don't drink anymore. If you remember,
One of many.
I never went behind the bar at Thunder's. He says I always had this weird fear about it, and he was smashed on Crown and Jaeger. I dared him to go behind and grab one of Suzanne's breasts.
Hey,
Do
you remember that?
He ran behind the bar.
hey, come jump right here. We got another mic.
He ran behind the bar, grabbed it, told her he loved him, and then ran out the bar, afraid Thunder was going to kill him. Wow.
Can you elaborate on that story?
Yeah, because I sure can't. I don't know.
Well, no, he told it perfectly fine. It was
Oh,
more
okay.
along the lines that they were everybody. Well, look, I've got a good idea, which is never a good idea coming from him and Mark Ramey put together.
Shit.
So it's always a nightmare behind itself. And it was-
Nowadays, that'd be all over the interwebs, and you'd be in super big trouble.
It is
there's
now.
there's a lot of stories we could tell on this show that would
Yeah.
be inappropriate.
That would create a hashtag, and you'd be in trouble. What, Tyler? Tell us some shit you remember. We stalled for you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, tell us some stuff here.
I think it all started back with Mark Ramey with me, and he put us over at Magic Moments, which was his original bar. And you had to play there. The first time I ever walked into Thunder's Tavern, I walked up and only made it to where you remember where you saw the cigarettes out the side.
Kind of.
Kind of, it was like the little half door.
It was you had to cut in and go to the left, and then you enter in. It was actually the Magic Moments. It was
Right.
like a little.
Well, no, I'm talking about Thunder's.
Oh,
That was-
Thunder's,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah,
walked
okay,
in
yeah.
trying to get a show there,
Mhm.
and he basically laughed and was like, "No, I don't even know who you guys are." So he was like, "You guys can go play Magic Moments." So we did, and it was Mark Ramey who brought him down finally to come see us. And all I remember seeing that was just like a mountain of a man in the back with a cane, and I was like, "Who the hell is that guy?"
We
And that was
played
Thunder.
together at Magic Moments.
With
Sedate and
Subsist.
Subsist.
Yeah,
I think it was your first show there.
probably.
I don't know if it was your first show ever, but I may have photos from there from
you
that.
serious?
I might. I have to look.
First show ever was at Cafe TNT,
TNT.
if you remember that place.
I know the name. Wasn't that in Ocean Springs?
Yeah, I was like 15, 16.
Yeah, I don't remember the bar, but I remember where it's at because I
Just
want to
look
say
over
that's where
there.
that's where Chad and them.
That's where Chad and them practiced. That's where 12 Stones practiced. Was upstairs.
Okay, so that
So we
place.
used to, we used to, yeah, the Mohawk, bringing it back.
Yeah. You did Subsist for a while, right?
On and off, yeah.
And then what? You moved. I remember you
to
moved.
California.
I
and
talked to you a
then-
couple times while you were out in California.
and I came back and we did the down the Phoenix, or we did the Subsist thing again, and then that's whenever Fayard was like, "Hey, what was that Kirk's Bazaar that you saw me at?" And you were like, "Why don't you come sing for Joshua's son?" And I was like, "Okay,"
Right?
didn't even hesitate. Of course, Subsist hated me after that. Still to this day, I don't even think half of them talk to me anymore.
what from how many times did you play Magic Moments? Do you remember before you got called up to the big leagues?
Got called up.
Do you remember?
It was probably, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 times. I remember Mark Ramey like loved it because he used to say, he's like, "Man, this band brings all the girls."
Y'all did have a good following. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were like
We
what,
all-
16?
No, we were in high school. We were like
Yeah.
17, 18 years old. So
Yeah.
it was like that was the thing to do on Friday night was go see us play,
Right.
and then go party afterwards because we couldn't drink there.
Right.
Right. So we couldn't. We had to wait till afterwards to party.
Right.
So yeah, and then I remember we got put on Thunders, and he put us on that. You remember that stupid rotation of like Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
that like he would keep all the bands on? Did you ever have to go through that?
No,
Oh
no.
my
We just
gosh.
played all the one-offs.
No. Oh gosh.
He
There was
talked
never
about
no
that.
mandatory shit.
He talked about he used to do that years
Like
ago.
they were big enough so they didn't have to
Yeah,
do
right.
that.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but like I said, we did play one night where I don't remember what night of the week, Friday or whatever, but it was raining and there was literally 4 or 5 people. I remember my dad was one of the people in the audience. I've had practices at our house before that had more people that was in Thunders that night, and we just started buying shots for everybody, and they were buying. It ended up going into mayhem, but it was fun.
Mark said that you did bring the hotties.
There you go.
Thank you,
That's
Mark.
straight from the horse's mouth. I wish he was here, and I also
Me
wish
too.
we'd have had the Skype thing set up so he could chime in officially. Is he coming back down this way anytime soon at all?
Dude, I've tried and
I don't mean
tried
just
and
visit.
tried to invite. And
No.
Mark Ramey,
That-
this is a public announcement of my love for you. I need you to come down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
We've offered couches. We've offered. I mean,
For people that don't know, he's. Let's do that. Before there was even MySpace, wasn't it? Or was it like right at the beginning of MySpace?
Like
right around that time.
GulfCoastBands.com.
Yes,
GulfCoastBands.com.
Mark started GulfCoastBands.com,
You
which
remember
was
all
a
the
forum.
You remember all the drama on there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
yep.
pre-Facebook.
Yep.
That was
Does that still
During
exist?
the
We looked
MySpace era.
we looked at it
Yeah.
earlier, but is the all the chains of
I think it's still
of
on there. I want to say I've recently searched a Subsist thing, and it popped up with a Battle of the Bands where people were complaining about the Joshua Sun contest whenever y'all won.
there was we pulled it up earlier, and the last like update was like the 2013. Is he? Why are you laughing? Did you mess something
I
up on that?
fucking hate. No, I
Didn't you
just
read the
fucking
wrong
hate
name?
those contests. Shut up, dude.
We've already talked about it on this show.
I know.
Don't
Do
get-
we have to keep bringing it
Don't
up?
get sensitive now. God.
Anyways,
it's all your fault anyway.
Mark says he wants to visit by the end of the year. He needs a Tyler hug. Gulf Coast Bands was just the website, not a message board.
Yes,
The
See,
message
the
the message
CPR
board
message
the message
board.
board was CPR's message
and that
board.
place was.
There was a message board.
No,
I
yeah,
think
there
he's saying
was.
it's not up anymore.
Yeah.
There was the forums.
Yeah, it
and
was a
stuff.
forum.
Well, whatever. I'm not a technologically but
Well,
I know you can
obviously,
write
you couldn't
shit.
get the fucking mic to work
Hey,
tonight.
Anyway,
It was Reddit before Reddit was Reddit.
right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But that's not there anymore. He deleted all that. You could sell that.
Actually,
He could sell that.
I typed in
50
Gulf
cents.
Coast.
Yeah, well, that's
I typed
dirt.
in GulfCoastBands.com tonight, and there's some old articles that came up. It even had the lineup for CPR Fest 13 on it.
Well, it used to have
that thing was
it
horrible.
used to have it used to have pictures on it too from shows.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I don't know where they went, but he said it's down now.
He was
but-
Mark Zuckerberg before Mark Zuckerberg was Mark Zuckerberg.
Ryan. We know it was the IP CPR Fest competition. I don't need to be reminded of it. We know exactly where it was at. I know who the judges were. I know who carried me to my hotel room. I know what band
Keep
won.
asking more specific questions
sore
about
spot.
that. Yeah, it's a little bit touchy for
It's
him.
a little tender.
Was it
It's
one
not
of the-
even the Guitars and Cadillac show, and he's nervous.
No.
All right, what are we doing? Are we? You got any more good ones? You got any good stories for us?
I don't know.
Anything? You
I
know,
mean, there's too many stories with that guy. I mean, really, like he was.
did he ever give you a hug and tell you like straighten your shit up, Tyler? Anything like that? Like get it together, damn it, nothing like that.
I mean, I don't remember if you ever gave me a hug. but
Or
I mean,
you know,
there-
like an arm
yeah,
around the
no,
neck.
there were
like
definitely those.
you got to get
yeah.
your
like,
shit straight,
get
boy.
your shit together.
I will
covers, damn it.
I was talking to Thunder one night, and Tyler was at the bar, just leaning there waiting for a drink or something like that. And Thunder goes, "Here, watch this." Walked up behind Tyler, stuck his 38 right in his back.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I watched him pull that on a guy.
Tyler said,
So is that a 38 in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Some guy walked
thought it
up
was
to
funny.
me. Some guy walked up to me in
Yeah.
Thunders one night, and I was standing there, and he's like, "Why are you talking to my girlfriend?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to order a drink. I don't even know who your girlfriend is." Anyway, he like spun me around, and then so I'm like looking right at him, and out of nowhere, a 38 comes right here across my face, and he goes, "Do we have a problem, boy?" And the guy was like, "No," and he's like, "I suggest you leave." And I like turned around, and I was like, "What the hell?" Thunder's like, "You're welcome," and I was like, "Oh wow, okay."
Wow,
I love this place.
you're right. I feel safe. Shit.
I
There
mean,
was so many guns hidden in that bar nobody knew about.
At every corner.
Every corner of that bar, somewhere in any nook or cranny, there was a gun. There was a gun here. There was a shotgun. There was a handgun. There was a gun with a barrel like that long. I don't even know what it was used for, like hunting rhinos. It was. There were so many guns in that bar. It was ridiculous.
Intimidation.
Well,
Don't take that as if he was.
Oh.
He wasn't a psycho or anything.
Yeah,
He was.
He's just prepared.
He,
Shit.
was,
No,
he
he
was
was-
protecting his business.
That's correct.
is
Yeah,
what
right.
it
It's
was.
legal. It's legal.
and his bands.
And
his bands.
another thing.
Or he
that-
might have wanted to shoot Tyler. I don't know.
Maybe could have been
I
too.
should have. I don't know. One of the things that has came up, I know, like with Kevin, I don't know about if you've got hit up yet, but what's the future? And I don't think any of us know the answer to that as far as what's going to happen at the bar or what, that transition, if it's going to be a thing, if it's not, I don't know. People have asked. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Everybody has asked me so far. I don't know, guys. When I find out, I'll let you guys know. But
Right.
nobody has told me anything. I know as much as the rest of you guys know.
Right. There it is.
I've tried to ask around. I don't know anything official. I know there are a lot of people who are interested in having some kind of a show or something like that, but I don't know.
That's definitely going to happen in
yeah.
some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Whether that's at Thunders or at another place, or he gets, a nod at anything that we do. I know that's for sure. Like tonight, for instance, but even moving forward. But I think the big kind of umbrella takeaway from tonight was that was probably the hub, the heartbeat of the local music scene. It ebbed and flowed at times, I'm sure. But it's kind of it's the end of that story, I guess is the best way to put it, Kevin, right? At least this chapter of it, again, not knowing what's going to happen moving forward. But the local music scene still exists around here. There's still a shit ton of talent. There's still a lot of people trying to do it, so we're going to do our best to keep it going moving forward. What can you add to that, Kevin? What am I leaving out, man?
Well, I know Scott wanted before I.
No, we're not wrapping it up. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to drive
shout
that
out.
point home.
Summary, guys.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Jiffy Pop here. It's our friends Jesse and Joanne. They were some of Thunder's employees in the last couple of years who recently moved up to Alaska. They're in the military, and so they've been popping in here in the chat. And I think looks like Jesse's trying to get a little bit of maybe information, something we can go on in the future. But anyway, shout out to you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Bruce Merrill popping up with all those
Bruce,
fun stories about Thunders and football and stuff. He's a old buddy of Thunders. He used to bounce at Thunders for a long time too. So he was feeding us a couple stories and stuff like
Somebody was
that.
talking about Marcus a minute ago too. Marcus was always around.
That time, I
Yeah.
saw the story about how. Okay, I'm going to share this real quick. I don't
Yeah.
remember the whole story because I wasn't there, but Marcus D is one of the guy that used to run security at the front door. He's a big old dude. He's not a little guy. He's an African American gentleman, and one of the times during Halloween, he decided to dress up as a Klansman and scare the hell out of people at the front door.
Serious?
Dead serious.
Jesus.
There's some weird stories that come out of that we don't even know, but I've heard from my stint working at Thunder's Tavern.
Wow. That's hilarious.
I read that was just a funny story to share.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. What do we want to end it on? What tune you want to end it on?
Well, are we gonna do a tune and then come back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We only got like one left in the things there.
You guys can't see what we're looking at, but it's
Yeah,
super
it's
interesting
super-
right now.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
play Project 9.
All right, we'll do it.
Scott's here.
Scott's sitting right here. There
Do
we
it
go.
to it. We go from Savage Fate to Project
There
9.
you go. How many
The,
times
the,
do you
the,
think you played
the
there?
travels of Scott
Oh, God.
Skeller through his
Scott
career,
Skella.
through his career at Thunders.
Project 9
Savage
played at
Fate to
Thunders
Project 9.
a lot. We played at
Jurassic
Project 9
World.
a lot in the last few years. And I was going to tell you, we played with that amazing impromptu acoustic performance from Gemini Syndrome that was not supposed to be an acoustic performance, but the PA system decided that everybody was going to play acoustic that night. So
The
that was
show must go on.
right. So that was special.
Speaking of acoustic,
We're going to do that when we come back.
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to do that when we come back.
Remember something.
So one more video, guys.
shut up.
All the hardcore people are the ones that are still with us right now. I know for sure. We're going to end it on Scott's band, man. Project 9. This the song is called "Should Have Known." We'll be back. You're watching The Sound.
Is it forever? Are we doing this together? Or just the time for you to change your mind? I see you waiting and your thoughts are racing, but I am not about to cross that line. Do you remember when we started this? I'm just as good as I was back then. So if you're waiting, then just keep on standing in line.
No,
There it is.
now boom.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to click the button. Anyway, all right. So all the hardcore people stuck with us tonight. Ooh, 17 people are still watching with us, man. Thank y'all super duper much for checking this out. We hope we, did what little bit of knowledge we had from the time that we can cover did it justice for the bar. We appreciate everything Thunder did, man. He left a legacy on the Mississippi Gulf Coast music scene, and we wanted to acknowledge that in episode 20 tonight.
Absolutely.
As we move forward and try to continue on with that. A couple more things I know some people wanted to say before we get out of here. Go.
Gulf Coast Unplugged.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up on the 12th of
Dear-
October, this is a joint effort between Revolution Music and Sound. We've got Gulf Coast Unplugged. It's going to be at Dreamers Lounge in Long Beach. That's going to be Love the Hate, who just played an acoustic set last week here on the Sound.
Yep.
With Silent Trust, Project 9, Party at the Moon Tower.
Flea market mascot.
Yep.
So here's the deal. It's Party at the Moon Tower, but one of the guys from Party at the Moon Tower can't make it, so it becomes flea market mascot.
It like morphs into
Well,
a.
I'm glad you guys told me this before we go in on the air.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a-
okay.
I forgot until you.
I mean,
you said that.
the
Time.
professional-
Marlo,
Yeah, no, Marlo told me
Mike.
last week. I forgot.
Yeah. I didn't hear what he said.
One of you guys. All right. So
There'll
please.
be somebody's playing.
No,
So-
I got to change the flyer.
No, you don't.
No,
No, you don't.
You don't.
No, you don't. Don't change the flyer.
Anyway, after Flea Market Moon Tower is going to be
Tower. That's good. That's what the flyer should
That's
say.
it's going to be
Good one.
Lunatype's going to close out the night for
That's
us. But
the
anyway,
shit
it
right
should
there.
be cool. Anyway, it's going to be a fun night. Hey, rock and roll's always we always got some improv going somewhere along the line. But
We
it's
don't know
gonna be-
anything about improv.
Right.
We get it right every time,
Right.
but for the first time,
Professionalism.
every time.
Will
Yeah,
you run
absolutely.
sound and hit your magic button?
I know we have that show
Yeah.
October 19th, the Blood Moon Fest.
Blood Moon
too.
Fest.
Okay,
Yes.
what day of the week is the 12th? Actually-
Saturday.
Okay, and then that is
Saturday.
the next Saturday.
Saturday.
Perfect.
Saturday.
Okay.
And in between that,
Oh, yep.
Is
remember 13-year-old Haley Green that was on our show.
yeah,
We are doing an unplugged show with her at Lucy's restaurant
the
on the
surf bar.
beach.
That's
The
a cool
surf bar.
place. They got a cool stage out
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's going to be out on the stage. It's free, no cover. She's going to play for an hour. Come out, enjoy the food, the drink. Haley will play for an hour. It's just going to be a good little time. Something we threw together real quick. Felix over at Lucy's.
I love Felix.
Yeah, Felix.
Yep.
Felix hooked it up, and maybe we can work on once a month or something. Who knows?
We know people are busy. Shit, we can't even make it out to everything that we're putting on. I know lives, work.
Yeah. Hey, how was the jam room reunion?
Yeah,
I'm
how'd
sorry,
that go
I was
for
out
you?
of town.
I
I was
was
out of
sick.
town. I was sick, dude. I wanted not sick. I was upset that I couldn't make it, man.
Yeah,
I
we
really
sang
wanted
your
to do that.
song.
Did you really?
We
that,
did.
That part is
We
true.
even did the-
Oh, God. I felt a tingle while I was out there. Yeah.
I think
But no,
Tyler boy banded it up a little bit.
it's pretty boy band to begin with. You were told. Anyway, so come out and support if you can. Like Kevin said, the Haley Green is a no cover. There's a stacked lineup on that acoustic show, and those things are cool as shit, man. You get to see the bands up close and personal. Blood Moon Fest, I went to that last year. It's at a new venue. Did you say where that was?
BFW, I think, is where it's at.
In
Okay.
Gulfport.
Gulfport.
The one that we used to do shows with back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh shit, there's some history in that
I
one.
think Egypt Central's van still parked behind that building.
Did they play at that VFW?
No.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say I don't.
No,
remember
they
that.
played at the house right behind it.
Adam Ship did. I remember that. Fat guy put
Yeah.
some shows on
Yeah,
there.
he did.
I've played there before. I
Yeah.
don't remember it, but I played shows there before.
Nice. So we're gonna come out and check out who all's on that bill. Do you know off the top of your head besides y'all? It's a lot of bands.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Kane.
Okay.
Kane is on it. Ventress is on it. Lunatype's on it. Wildfire's on it.
We played Kane on the show
Kane, yes, and we played Ventress on the show.
Okay. And
Wildfire on the show.
and
I'm-
Lunatype.
Mhm.
I'm trying to.
I know. I
I
didn't mean
know,
to put anybody on the
there's
spot.
a
I
ton of
I'm
bands.
messing
Well,
up too.
I think
Sorry,
they just
fucked
added
it
a
up.
few more. Originally, it was only
Even
supposed to be
better.
like 4, and then I think, and then it just
Yeah.
went,
Okay.
So it is
Kevin's pulling it up right
Lunatype, Mother Liquor, Love Stories End, Kane.
Love Stories in. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
No, hell yeah is not playing it.
Are you reading last year's?
I guess I am.
Oh,
Hold on.
son of a bitch, Kevin.
Dude,
We played it last year also.
here it is. Lunatype, Green Gasoline, Southern Brutality, Night Surf, Dark Sky Machine, Faking Solace, Kane, Ventress, and Wildfire.
Hashtag Kevin fucked up.
that's
Last
Do
year's
it, do
news
it,
today.
Do whatever.
Yeah,
Do
who
whatever.
won?
That
it?
was too
Right.
much.
So,
Oh.
hey
Who
guys,
won?
do me a favor. Update your profile picture, buds,
Yeah.
please.
We're gonna continue to promote all those shows. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I don't know if anybody's got anything left else to say.
I just
Thank
want,
you,
yes,
Thunder.
I just want to
thank you, Thunder.
say
Yes.
thank you, Thunder, because all of us sitting at this table would not be the people we are if we wouldn't have met you.
That's right.
So thank you, Thunder. The legend will live on, whether it's in
Always,
our
for
hearts
sure.
or in the building. One or the other, it's going to live on. So thank you very much.
That's right. Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
you,
Y'all have a
Thunder.
good night.
Bum, 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 bum.